I just got to the part where what's her name? Emmy casted "Speak of the Dead." Speak with the dead, not speak of the dead. Speak with the dead. And I'm trying to listen to what the questions are.
I'm gonna go grab my water while we wait.
If we don't have to wait, but if I could just get like I'll skip through it, or if someone has notes of the questions and answers, I'll just read through them.
Yeah, you can keep going until Mel gets back, and then we'll.
What questions?
She's wrapping up like the last 10 minutes of the session now. So Emmy's speaking or casting Speak with the Dead with Darl.
Oh, that.
Yep. She did not attend last session, so she's wrapping up the last few minutes. I'm also doing some stream maintenance really quick. I had it set up to where a lot of these bots, they shouldn't show up in the chat messages on the screen. I don't know if anybody saw, but I added a chat box so that you can see it on stream instead of having like the chat open all the time. Just, various ways for people to access everything that's going on. But I skipped on sound alerts because it doesn't actually act as a mod. So. Yeah, so Daniel unfortunately did have a family emergency come up, so he will be unable to attend. But as always, this is streaming and we'll record it, so you can check in when we're done.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
I did already mention it. I'm still not feeling 100%. This weather is kicking my butt. It's all the crazy pressure systems. Makes my head go absolutely crazy. So we're just going to go until I can't go anymore. That's pretty much how it goes. Either we'll meet the 7 o'clock time frame, or I'll not be able to see the screen any further, and at that point I'm kind of useless. So, yeah, as Laura's finishing up the video, we can do a quick recap. So the last session more or less ended with you all coming out of the Chamber of Lost Lore. You were attempting to find Kalen, which you did. You spoke with him and kind of created this quick loyalty kind of thing. He wasn't going to officially help you with the investigation, but did offer you some information of his own and offered to provide any more information that he might find. So you were escorted back up to the surface by him, and then you were quickly ushered to the cathedral by Fimbris, where you attended the ceremony for Janusi. So more or less everyone was in attendance. There were some faces that you didn't know, new faces, old faces, all kinds of stuff. But there you witnessed and overheard a couple of things. You heard a couple of the Avowed speaking of the 99th prophecy, or the prophecy of Deadwinter, or the Deadwinter prophecy, excuse me, as it's known. And Evie got a full recount of that by one of the Avowed. Alaric and Kyle witnessed an exchange of book from one of the keepers, or one of the watchers, excuse me, to Alai. And Adam got the impression that trade, or that handoff, was more significant than maybe either of the individuals let on, just based on everyone's observations. And Emmy said a prayer over Janusi's body, spent some time doing that, which got her some more favor, essentially, with her goddess and with, the congregation as a whole. So Kai gave a a eulogy, a speech, more or less. There was a lot of chanting and ritualism involved, but he did make it seem like he was unsure the fate of Janussi himself. He understood that, it's some people's wishes that Janussi be brought back, although he's clearly of the understanding that without his heart, that can't be done. And other than that, you had a quick conversation with both Skoda and with Alchrist, and set up a meeting with Alchrist the following morning. So I should point out this is late in the evening on the first day that you all arrived at Candlekeep. And so as the day was wrapping up, Skoda mentioned to you that more or less all of the Avowed and everyone was going to be turning in for the night, and that you should go back to the resting house. Also at this time, Kyle had a conversation with a few of the people. You met Jacinta, which is she's the head keeper of the bathhouse. You met Lewin, who is the keeper of the apothecary, and you met Feldmar, who is the keeper of the Erudites outfitters. So you met all those three individuals, and then you departed for the evening. So as you were leaving, let's see which map I can safely pull up. This one's fine. As you were leaving Exaltation, being escorted to the Emerald Gate by Fembris, just as you were exiting the Emerald Gate, both Alaric and Adom, when hearing the sound of the bell tower striking midnight, you both turned around and witnessed that a large creature, something that looked like a great ape, climbed down from the bell tower and scurry across the roof of Exaltation and then disappear into the darkness. And you reported that to the keeper of the Emerald Gate there, and at first they seemed skeptical, but at your urging, they decided to let the other watchers know, and so using a sending spell, they sent essentially a mass sending spell to all the other watchers on duty that evening to keep an eye out. And you all first made your way to the baths to get clean for the day, and then turned in for the evening with no other events. However, you woke up the following morning to a large crowd outside the bathhouse, and upon investigating, you found that, if I can find it, there it is. You found that Darl had actually died the night before, and there was some investigating done. Some people, Darl, a Speak with the Dead spell was cast on Darl, and more or less it broke down, broke down into a few important pieces of information. The first being, if I can find them, that it was obvious that Darl drowned. So you could tell from the state of his death, or the state of the body, that he didn't die in more physical means. He did actually have water in his lungs and drown. You've discovered that the body had been dead for quite some hours, and put the time of death somewhere around midnight. I believe you also discovered that it was clear that the body, or that Darl had died of a heart attack, or some kind of cardiac event before drowning, which could have been the cause of the drowning, but regardless, the body did show signs of some kind of heart attack. And I'm not sure, I think you also discovered that the victim's eyes were reddened and swollen. I think that was something I gave you. I don't remember why. I don't think you rolled high enough for it, but something else that you did or said, someone said, caused me to give that information to you.
We were trying to compare it to the Janussi's body.
Yeah.
We funded the same way.
Got it. Maybe that was it then. Regardless, so you discovered, however you discovered it, you were able to get that information out of the body. There was a slight investigation check that was done, but unfortunately, due to the circumstances, due to the environment, due to decreased focus. The investigation check didn't pull anything up particularly important at that time. You did, however, investigate the book, and Kyle had a quick run-in with the bath as Evie noticed that an ochre powder was appearing on Kyle's fur just by handling the book. That was quickly turning black, which you later determined was quite possibly due to the moisture, as while Kyle was tackled into the pool by Evie, the black or the dust that was coating pages of the book was also leaking a black kind of powdery substance that then dissolved into the water. I believe some of that water was collected by Kyle, and I believe that Evie and Adom, maybe Evie and Alaric, it was Alaric because of the sleight of hand proficiency, the two of you attempted to take some of the powder off of Darrell's fingers, and due to a pretty high medicine check, I gave that to you. Essentially, you were able to uncover some of the untainted dust underneath one of his fingernails and collected some of that as well. I think the last thing that you all did was Emmy did in fact cast a Speak with the Dead spell on Darrell, and you had the 5 questions answered. More or less it was, how did you die? Or who killed you? Who were you last with? I honestly forget the 5 questions because that was all improv on everyone's part, I think. So, anybody take notes on that, by any chance?
Oh, I made a note of the question Alaric asked. I think he asked did you kill Janusi?
Oh yeah, that was the last question. Perfect. So yeah, he essentially confirmed that he was alone. He confirmed that he didn't know who killed him, more or less, but he died here. He said that the last person he saw was Brygon, I believe, the barkeep. He said that the last question that was answered was that he did not kill Janusi, but he did punch him in the face. And I don't remember the 4th question, but regardless, all of them were answered. And that was kind of the information you got from him. And then that is kind of where we ended. The last little thing that happened was that Bookworm came into the bathhouse to figure out what happened. She asked for information in regards to Darrell's death, which you partially declined to respond. She got partially offended and stormed out. And that is where you all were left. So the last thing that was discussed was whether or not where you were going to go next, whether you were going to talk to Brygon in regards to the book that was left behind, because that was identified as the Golden Ass, which was later narrowed down to the book that Janusi had notes on in his chamber, and is, presumably the book that Darrell gave to Janusi on Deadwinter's Eve as a gift, and then took back, as he admitted to Adom and Emmy. And then there were some other things too. You now have a sample of the ochre dust in a bottle, as well as the liquid version of that. And I think I jokingly made the comment that how crazy it was that you found, you just introduced yourselves to the owner of the apothecary in Candlekeep, the night before. So that's an option. And then
I also have the book. But it's
yes, I believe we used Alaric's. You're 100% right. We used Alaric's mage hand to fish the book out of the water, and then it was wrapped up in a towel or a robe or whatever. So Kyle does have that in his inventory as well. Good call. Thank you. And I think that's it. So it's a quick little wrap up of last session. Does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns before we move on?
We were heading to the, what was the place?
The apothecary?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, I know there was a couple things, but I didn't know if you guys are more than welcome to travel there now, or head that direction, or if anybody had any other ideas in mind where you wanted to go. Whatever you guys like, you're more than welcome to travel.
Could I? Is there any way that I can make like a connection that? How do I explain this? Uh, Never mind. I don't think I have a way to explain it.
I mean, you're more than welcome to just be blunt about it, and then we can discuss why Kyle might know that. Like, if you have information as a player that you think Kyle might know, we can figure it out.
Nah, never mind. It's fine.
No worries.
Yeah, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Yeah.
It's a murder mystery. You can overthink whatever you like. We got
Uh,
welcome. I'll ask later on if it. Yeah, later.
Laura. Yes.
I was gonna ask everybody, did uh when I listened to the session and you mentioned the bees that looking like an ape or something on the tower, did we like dismiss that, or are we still gonna try to like check that out, but later?
Well, I guess we can go confirm it with the guards because they were gonna investigate it.
Okay, I just wanted to see what you guys thought about this, because I didn't get to the end part. Only gone through the questioning of the dead body.
Well, nothing else about that came up at that point.
Yeah.
I think we were just super focused on inspecting the body, figuring out what we could about the poison, going to the apothecary, and we didn't really plan anything further than that.
Okay, fair enough. That's it.
Any questions, comments, concerns?
We also have to check out the bar to see what the bartender knows when he last saw Daryl with the book.
Yeah, confirm that Darl, that what time maybe he left, whatever it might have been.
Did he even have the book during that time?
Yeah,
Or did
confirm it's
someone
the
give it
same
to
book,
him?
right? Yeah, good idea. Good thinking, Emmy.
My thing is, like, are we sure that he was the one that gifted the book to Janussi? Because if the way we discussed him getting poisoned is true and accurate, I highly doubt Daryl would interact with a book that he would have to know.
I mean,
So here's what you do know. How you put the pieces together, this is what you know, right? Darl confirmed to Adom and Emmy that he had given a book to Janussi for Christmas and then took that book back. You don't know what book. You can confirm right now you're not 100% sure what book, right? You know that Janussi also had notes on the book that Kyle has right now in his office. So he had notes written about the golden ass written on his desk, and the book that Kyle currently has in his possession is the golden ass. That you also know that Darl was a co-writer from. He was the writer or one of the authors of that book. And you also know that Brygon, when you were asking about where Darl was and such the night before, Brygon confirmed that Darl was there the night before the murder and that he almost left his book behind. He forgot his book, and Brygon had to bring it to his attention to take it back. So, to Emmy's point, I think Emmy wants to go back and at least discuss with Brygon to get more information about the book, to confirm where Darl was the night before. And at that point, if you can confirm that the book that Kyle has is the book that Brygon, that if Brygon recognizes that book, then maybe you're one step closer to proving that it's the same book. I can't tell you the answers. I can only give you the puzzle pieces.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Maybe we could also ask the co-writer too.
It's a bunch of different people, because I had asked him about that situation, thinking it was like maybe only one other person, but it ended up being a bunch of people.
How about maybe those people are not here? Maybe like one or two people from the authors of the book is here, and the rest I don't know, dead or just not here. You could ask about that. No, if all of them is here, then yikes.
You're asking me if you can ask about that. You can 100%
No, no,
ask whoever you like. But if you're
no,
asking the
no.
group,
I was suggesting to the group if that would be a good idea or not.
I don't know.
I feel like that would be a side thing. It's
Yeah.
I was kind
I
of
it's
more
don't.
not a
worried about like
priority.
who gave the gift initially to Genesee.
Mm,
here, roll me a history check. Oh, last thing I want to say. Obviously, I'll have Adom's character sheet rolled up or pulled up so I can roll for him. He's good at 3 things primarily. He's good at acrobatics, he's good at insight, and he's good at wisdom. So if you want him to be the primary roller for any of those things, you just let me know. But just like always, we'll just use him in like a help capacity kind of thing, so that he can join another player and give somebody advantage on the roll, if necessary. So, that being said, if everyone could go ahead and give me a history check.
history. We got
Oh
plus
God.
And
Oh,
Emmy,
no.
Emmy, I think you can give me a history check with advantage. Let me double check that really quick.
Why? Why can't I get advantage too?
Well, it might be you. I'm trying to think who it is.
I'm joking.
I have a -1 in history though.
I
I need that.
Yeah, let's go. We're starting strong. We're starting strong. All that recharge is coming in handy. Oh god, the coffee's kicking in. It's not good. I mean, it's good, but
See it on anyone's character sheet. So I'm gonna let everybody roll just basic, and then after somebody discovers some information, I might have you roll with advantage. Let's see. Oh, nice. Adom got a 23.
Yeah.
I got 21.
Oh, Lark got a 21. Okay.
Yeah.
So the two of you will remember regardless. Who has in their possession the scrap of paper with Janusi's name on it? The gift tag.
Mm.
It was either. Let me check my.
I checked both your inventory and Emmy's inventory, and I didn't
Oh,
see it.
I wrote it in my notes, but the notes are
Oh,
gone
okay.
after the reason. So I did have a piece of paper, but I'm not sure which one.
Got it. I know one of you found it, and there's actually 2 pieces of paper, I think. I just need to figure out which is which.
Oh, it was me. I think it was me because the other paper with the weird language, it was with Evie, was it?
No,
That would have
Or
been
I think it was me.
yeah,
Infernal.
or with Emmy. One of them. I think the other one, the tag with the name. I
got
think I
it.
have it.
Yeah. That makes sense because Emmy can read Infernal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense then. Then yes. So it looks like Emmy has the you found, and so this is in the dining hall when you guys were searching the dining hall after the night before, or yesterday.
Mhm.
Emmy found a piece of paper or a note that was left over amongst the wrapping paper and the ribbons. It was written in Infernal, and it read, "Meet me in the lecture theater of the High Tower after midnight." So that was something that Emmy had and was able to read. And then it was Alaric that found a scrunched up piece of wrapping paper with Janusi's name written on a ribbon label discarded in the wicker bin. And I believe after you found it, you also beat the perception check, and you found the traces of the fine ochre dust almost the same color as the paper. So you now have several samples of this powder, right? You have the scrunched up piece of paper written to Janusi, or with Janusi's name on it, potentially belonging to either the gift or the tag or whatever it may be. And it has traces of that ochre powder. You found it on the book, you found it on Darl, and you found it on Janusi. So, yeah, that's all the information you have. I just want to make sure you have it, so I'm not like taking anything from you. Okay, I think that's it. If nobody has any other questions or comments, then you guys are free to do whatever you like from here on out, or attempt to do whatever you like from here on out before I do things without you.
Give me a second.
So are we going to go to the apothecary and ask the dude about the powder?
Yep.
I think so. I was waiting. Laura sounded like she might have a question or something. One of the things she was checking.
No,
So.
no, I was just typing the notes, the new notes.
Okay, perfect.
So, is the plan the apothecary, the bartender, probably the guards to confirm if they check the tower for the beast, and continue questioning people afterwards? I don't know. To the apothecary.
Woo!
Let us go ahead and before the apothecary, we're going to go ahead and roll one. We won't roll for Adon. Like I said, Adon will be the helper, so he's there. You know, I just can't speak for him in this situation.
God dang.
We'll put Adom at the end of whatever happens. That way you guys still know that he's there. Can't see Alaric's roll.
Wait, sorry, are we rolling a new one or the previous one?
You're just rolling a d20 to confirm for the talking order, so that no one's getting left behind.
11.
Perfect. So Emmy, Alaric, Kyle, Evie, Adom. So everybody remember that. Emmy, Alaric, Kyle, Evie, Adom. I'll try to copy it on the next couple pages, but I might be able to do it now. Do back 10 feet for the win.
Sad hoot.
Just copy it. Okay. So it looks like the consensus right now is to leave the bathhouse and head in the direction of the apothecary. Any objections to that?
No.
Perfect. Okay, so as you leave the bathhouse and re-enter the Court of Air, you find that a couple of things have more or less changed. The crowd that was in front of the bathhouse seems to have completely dissipated. It seems like Karel and Jacinta are no longer there. Bookworm seems to have disappeared as well, but in her place are Fimbris, and you can see Todrick out in the distance coming towards you. So as you leave, Fimbris is still what appears to be in his like pajamas / sleep clothes. He's not even ready for the day, but he kind of gives you all a stern look. He's like, "What did you do to make Skoda so mad?"
Hmm. Why is she mad?
Why?
We didn't do
Because
anything.
we weren't
Do our job
ready
what we hired to do.
to give out information about the investigation yet.
You don't think that the first reader has a necessity to know what you guys are learning?
Well, considering everyone is a suspect, no, not in this instance. She said
Everyone's a
as much
suspect.
herself.
Yeah, what she said.
Fine. Whatever. I'm to take you to see her as soon as you've discovered everything that there is to discover about the crime. But as that is wrapping up, and I mentioned you can see Todrick out in the distance. He's moving pretty quickly towards your party. He's not running, but he's moving at a pretty good gait. And as he approaches, I heard the news from Skoda. Darl is dead.
Yes.
Yep.
Unfortunate. I truly didn't like the man, but 2 murders in 2 days is a terrible thing for Candlekeep. That being said, I have something else to report, and I passed by the first reader on my way here. She seemed to be in a huff, but when I advised her of it, she told me to come to you and request your assistance once more.
Well, let's spit it out.
Kalen has gone missing as well. It's not unusual for him not to attend the morning briefings to the Watchers. I usually lead those myself, but he's not anywhere that he usually is. He can't be found at the Sea Warden's Tower. He's not in the Arcadium. He's not in the Infernal Fortress. And we even sent a runner down to the Immortal Chambers and the Chamber of the Lost Lore, and nothing. He's nowhere to be found.
Oh, jeez.
He looks over to Fembris, and Skoda said that as soon as Kalen is found, that the party and Kalen are to report to her as quickly as possible. She would have attended to it herself, but she mentioned something about a tournament and moved on. I can't imagine she's going to continue on with the basketball tournament, but I can only imagine that's the only thing she was talking about.
Tournament. What was the tournament for?
The Deadwinter basketball tournament. That I completely forgot about that. She's still going to let that happen? Apparently, that's what she said when I left her.
Yeah.
And you can all see that Fembris is both excited and slightly taken aback. I don't think, with everything going on, Fembris is obviously aware, but maybe a little confused as to why it would be happening.
Why on earth would anyone, I don't know, let an event happen when there's a killer on the loose?
I don't know. You would have to ask her directly, but when as I mentioned, when I warned her, when I advised her that Kalen was missing, she sent me directly to you to help find him.
Great.
Interesting.
She's just a little upsetty spaghetti. She'll be fine.
She certainly seemed a little espresso, but well, maybe with everything going on, it's not too unusual. That being said, she mentioned that you may have other things to do, or, well, she didn't phrase it quite as nicely, but she did mention that if you had other plans, I could either take you to Sea Warden's Tower now, to his place of residence, or I could meet you there later. It's entirely up to you, but she did place some urgency on the request.
God. So many options, my brain.
Let's go talk to the dude at the apothecary and then meet him over there.
Yeah, we'll meet you over there then.
Of course. He turns to Fembris. You do know where the Gate Warden's chambers are, correct, Fembris? And Fembris nods his head and confirms that he can take you there when you all are finished.
Perfect.
Todrick gives you all a curt nod and ushers off past the Court of Error, and then, you know, kind of disappears, I suppose. Boop. Need you anymore, Todrick. You can just go away. Bye.
Yeah, go away. I'm joking. I'm just starting to get way too. They're getting way too comfortable. I don't.
Who's getting too comfortable?
What's her Skoda?
Oh, well, maybe they're getting too uncomfortable. Did you ever think about that?
Ooh.
Plot twist.
Yeah, causing distraction. So everybody's, stepping, possible evidence be, eliminated. This is getting hard. I want out. Alaric's head is pounding. He needs Advil.
Shit. Might need some Excedrin. It's bad enough.
Okay. That's the information you have now. Kaylin is also missing, and it's been requested that you try to find him if you're willing. Frimbus is here to lead you wherever you need to go. Obviously, you have the hearth down here. If you wish to ask about the book while you're in the Court of Air, Fimbris can lead you to the apothecary, which is. Let me bring up the second map just for funsies. So the apothecary, after everything loads, is out the north gate of Exaltation and out in the western inner ward. So it's well, I think I told you it was in a tree the last time. I don't think I told your party. I told you all, but it's in the tree.
Yeah. So the apothecary's here. Where's Kaylin's quarters?
It is in the. That's a great question.
Thank you.
I know this answer. I think it's over here.
Okay.
So it's part of Sea Warden's Tower, which is technically part of the old keep. And as you can see, this is like this old battleship, this old ship that's out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's all kind of connected.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think I've told you this before, but the reason the Candlekeep looks so funky, all this stuff, is because it was essentially like teleported in. So as like wizards came, like keepers, keeper of the tomes, first readers, grave eaters came in, they more or less like summoned parts of their own tower. So you know with Dresden, how he had his own wizard tower?
Yeah.
That's essentially what all these wizards have done to Candlekeep. So when something has outlived its purpose, rather than like just getting rid of it, they stack on top of it, or they transport it or transfigure it into something else, or they, in the case of this, they just literally summon a tower on top of it and, make it their own. So.
Do they pay rent?
No, not really. There's not really a rent situation. They all have obligations to Candlekeep, right? It's just kind of. I think I've used this example before, but it's like professors in colleges or universities, right? They're given grant money or they're given resources to conduct their own research and studies, but part of that agreement is that they teach or have a job or do something for the university as well. So it's similar to that. It's of mutual benefit to both, Candlekeep as a whole and to the researchers or to the wizards, to the scholars, to be here and work here. So
I don't know.
all of the improvements, I say improvements, all of the changes. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sea Warden's Tower is actually here. I do have it marked. I just hit it. There you go. I know I have a lot of these things marked, and they kind of all blend into each other. I have 87 million markers. If you can see the stream, you know what I'm talking about, but you guys can't. So, boom. Sea Warden's Tower here. I'll just leave it now that you know. And then Oak Tree Apothecary is here.
As we're going through the door, the emerald door, is the guard the same guy or is it someone else?
They trade out regularly.
Cool, 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 cool.
I can give you an exact number if you want to wait a second. I have to remember. I have to
Sure.
look it up. But you can continue talking while I look it up if you have any questions. It is not the same person, though. I can confirm that.
Could I ask him where that guy is?
The guy you spoke to last night is?
Yeah, if he would know if they tried to investigate the what we told him.
They confirmed that it was mentioned this morning during changeover, and that nothing was found. But we were instructed to keep on guard or keep our guard up, and to not, or to check the roofs on occasion to look up. I guess you can say we have people patrolling the walls, so they have a better vantage. But those of us on the ground were told not to neglect, the upper ramparts as well.
Did he see Kaden pass by at the door?
He has not seen Kalen this morning, no.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem worried about it. He might not know that that Kalen is missing. He might not know anything really. As Todrick said, it's not unusual for Kalen to be missing or to miss the early morning. Usually, Todrick is the one that takes care of that. But so he might not know that anything is amiss.
Better safe than sorry.
True. There it is. Maybe. Shifts run from dawn to high sun to dusk, dusk to midnight, and midnight to dawn, with seasonal adjustments to make each shift 6 hours long. So potentially from the time that you're talking to this person, there has been 2 other people. Well, he's the second person potentially on duty since you last spoke to the gentleman at midnight.
He's the second. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he's confirmed that nothing out of the ordinary was found, but they were briefed on it. Sorry, are you still going directly to the apothecary, or were you stopping by the hearth?
To the apothecary. Apothecary.
There,
Yes.
hip hop anonymous. Okay.
Well, yeah, that I can't. Yeah. What? Say it again.
Apothecary.
Apothecary. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
It's spelled like
Apothecary. Yeah.
okay. So, Pepperis does go ahead and lead you as the party goes to the Emerald Gates. You have a quick moment, speak briefly with the guard, and confirm that it has been exchanged. You're led up the stairs to the Exaltation, down the northern area here, and then led down a series of steps that lead into what is called the Inner Ward. So there's a lot of crazy buildings. It's very eclectic, but you are taken off to the left. As you get there, Fimbris decides to give you quite a bit of a tour. The first thing that he finds, or that he advises you of, is Founder's Court, which is right here. So I'm going to probably minimize these so you can at least see them better on the map, like the buildings. But Founder's Court is inside this square kind of block. And Control F. That. set up.
It's all good.
Hydration Nation.
So he speaks of the. This is all included here is called the House of Alondo, and in the center is called Founder's Court. The House of Alondo stands. I'm sorry, disregard what I just said. It's the opposite. Founder's Court is a square. The House of Alondo sits in the middle. The House of Alondo stands in the middle of Founder's Court. The ground floor stretches to the top of the building, but there is a gallery level that forms a mezzanine. The ground floor features a large brass statue of Alondo bearing quill and inkpot mounted upon a large dais. A common superstition that Fimbris films you in on states that if you touch the quill, you will write a well-critiqued piece of academia, and the brass on its tip is pretty well worn. So you can see that many a person have come and rubbed the tip of the quill. But yeah, so that's Founder's Court. Off to the right, as you start going this way, he points out the big building. You can see this series of stairs and walkways. This is the House of Mechanus. The House of Mechanus is large and rectangular with that blue slate roof on it. And it has an appended clock tower over on the side. It's a library dedicated to construction, engineering, and technology. The library is notable for its sophisticated lifts, which are, you can kind of see some inside, or whether on the corners there's lifts, these stairs kind of thing. Cog-powered shelf rotation system, and the moving clockwork models exhibited in the main hall. The Candlekeep's 13 Modrons are usually found working here under the direction of Spanner, the librarian. So Spanner is, yeah, there we go. The building's clock tower features a masterfully constructed astronomical clock on its exterior that charts the hours and the movements of the planets. Its interior is filled with books that study horology, physics, and chronomancy. And the curator, Janussi, was in charge of curating the House of Mechanus, but the librarian there is in fact Spanner. He's a rock gnome Magerite who spends most of his time maintaining the library's many moving parts. So there you go. That's the House of Mechanus. And then the Oak Tree Apothecary is here. Go ahead and hide that. Oh, that's the Cursed Tower. If you want to know more about the Cursed Tower, you can let me know. If you don't care, then Fimbris will
I
tell
want
you.
to know about the Cursed
I
Tower.
want to know too.
That sounds cool.
Okay. So
It's called the Curse Tower.
So the ruined turret, it's actually like an old battle turret. It was the site of a dangerous arcane experiment that went wrong many centuries ago and killed several monks. Even the most powerful spellcasters amongst the Avowed at the time were not able to suppress the evil energy that prevailed there, and the decision was made simply to seal it off and abandon it. Fimbris goes on to confirm that all the doors and all the windows are closed and sealed with arcane locks, and you can see on the outside of the tower that several wooden signs have been nailed to all the doors and windows, warning, there are no trespassing signs, essentially. Do not enter. You can't see inside as everything is closed, but that's pretty much the most of it.
Question: if
Mhm.
someone sneaks in, would anybody be alerted?
I don't know. You'd have to try. Fimbris doesn't know as well. Obviously, people attempts have been made to enter the cursed tower, but the locks have remained sealed. None of the Avowed seem strong enough to break the locks. So
Well, fair enough.
Angry puppy.
Bark, bark.
Nadia and the Grey Mage. They're Kalen.
Fimbris cannot confirm if Kalen's ever tried. You know, the avowed seem to be the most interested in it.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. So leads you directly past that cursed tower. Boop, that's an old turret. House of Mechanus here, Founders Court here. You can see that there's several as you come up and down stairs. As Members is leading you around. He mentions that the Sea Warden's Tower is up here, where Todrick will meet us later. The Arcanium is to the southwest of that. The Tower of Wonder is south of that. The Immortal Chambers, the Old Keep, the Jewel of the Styx. All of these are I don't know if I mentioned the House of Records as well, which is directly south of everything. Founders Court. So there are a lot of old buildings. I'm more than happy to give you information on whatever you want, but he leads you directly to the Oak Tree Apothecary. If you want information about any of that, speak now or forever hold your peace. There we
My peace has been held.
You see, you said this was the Tower of Records?
go. Yeah. So
House of
the
Records.
House of Records is essentially where they keep. Good.
Same.
Bark, bark.
Got it delivered. The House of Records is essentially where they keep records. No, but seriously, it's where they have all of the information on the books that have come in and out of Candlekeep, who brought the books in and out of Candlekeep, visitors, things like that. So it's yeah, it's about as administrative of a building as could possibly be.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Fimbris goes on to say that it is also just casually called the registry, but it contains a record of every book ever to pass through Candlekeep's gate and into the Great Library. In practice, obviously.
I mean, that sounds like a place we should go.
Does it contain the names of the people that may have taken the books or
Yep.
have brought? Yes.
Good. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
However, Fimbris goes on to clarify that a lot of the avowed joke that it's easier to find a specific book by scouring the entirety of the Great Library than by actually looking for its record in the registry. He goes on to say that that's a slight exaggeration, but you know, records get lost, old records disappear, and it's just like all of the other kind of responsibilities, roles and responsibilities throughout. As the avowed rotate in and out of that duty, some avowed are obviously better at record keeping than others. Some of them want to try to implement their own systems, but due to, you know, time limitations, there's like a million different ways of organization that happen inside the House of Records. And so while, like he says, practically speaking, all of the books or all of the records make their way there into the house, but finding it is incredibly difficult.
Why can't they just keep like a group of people like unchanged? I'm pretty sure they're going to be like a passionate uh people about, you know, keeping records.
We're told that it's good for us. That record keeping is part of good study. So it's important for
Fair
all of
enough.
us to get the practice.
Fair enough.
Anything else?
Yeah.
All right.
Like just admiring the view.
It is a nice view. I wish I could. Go ahead.
Mrs. Trees.
Mrs.
So
Trees?
he's happy. Yeah,
Oh.
he misses trees.
That makes sense.
Because his home was surrounded by trees. So
Yeah. This. Anthony. He likes it bigger. I try to put it in focus. Okay. So, like I said, I can unhide all these, but as you can see, like quickly clutters up the. I don't know why I'm doing this. I could just do this. Unhide. So
My
it.
eyes.
I know it clutters up everything. I can't make it smaller than that. It's seriously. Maybe I can. Is that a little better? That seems like a little better. I think it's.
Did you change the founder's code?
I changed House of Records to be smaller font. Unfortunately, it won't let me do that all at once. I'm having to do it individually.
I see it.
So we'll just do this for now since you got told of all these locations. Pardon me, it'll only be a moment.
Take your time.
That when you decrease the size of the icon, it automatically decreases the size of the font, but here we are. Can't do anything about that now. Okay, so that's a little better. It hides these things. I think you guys can move these too. They're not locked. So if you're curious about something like this is over the Cursed Tower, this is like over the L-shaped building, Founder's Court, that kind of stuff. If you're worried about them hiding anything, you could just move them around. But more or less, they all should be where they need to be.
Yeah, I feel like this is better. It's not really covering anything.
Ooh. Okay. So you enter the apothecary. I didn't change the map because I was lazy. Sorry. Happens.
It happens.
Wait.
It's a large world.
It
Is
is. It
that
was.
I was about to say cat, and then I zoom in.
It is a. So as you approach, you can see that the Oak Tree Apothecary is a wooden tree house constructed in the boughs of this huge evergreen oak tree that is, you know, located northwest of the Great Library. It's well, Fembris led you right to it. So the main floor, I guess we can have him whatever out here in front of the desk if you want. The main floor that you can see, the main section of the treehouse acts as a large pharmacy. And you can see on the tables and on the shelves, there are just stocks of ointments and balms and medicines of all kinds. There's all kinds of labels back here. And it's staffed by Lewin, who you already know. Leuwin. Lewin. Beautiful. And you met him before. Kyle introduced himself, but he is an elderly druid. And he's, as you walk in, as you step in, he's moving around and messing with some stuff behind. And he's just about to go in the back before he hears you all step in and turns to greet you. Hello, friends. Oh, yes, Kyle, I believe. It's lovely to see you again. How can I help you today?
We were hoping if you could help us with something. If you have if you have time, of course.
Yes, of course. I have all the time in the world today.
Well,
I believe you are actually the first people to greet me this morning.
oh, well, thank you for having time for us. We were hoping if you could give us some insight on this powder that we found. Um, it seems to be toxic in a way, but we aren't sure what it is.
We should probably describe like what it does to him.
Yeah.
So it's ochre colored. It turns black whenever it is exposed to moisture. When it's ingested, it causes the person to have a heart attack. Their eyes, specifically tear ducts, get red and puffy, and potentially causes paralysis. Unsure on that one.
That does sound like a dangerous powder to me. I'm I mean, we certainly do have some dangerous powders here, but we don't keep any of those out here on the main floor. Please sit down. Whatever you have in front of me, I'll do my best to take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gave him the book covered with the towel on it.
And then we're gonna give him the vials with the different substances.
Awesome. So he takes a look at everything as you set it down, and kind of takes a step back from everything and raises his glasses up his nose, finally to his eyes. And as he steps forward, you notice that like two other mage hands just appear around him. And as he's like fiddling with his hands and he's touching things, and the two other mage hands are, messing with the book and messing with the. He's messing with the vials that you placed in front of him, the ones that are self-contained. So he's shaking the vials with his main hands. One mage hand is messing with the book wrapped in the towel. The other mage hand is messing with the wrapping paper that I imagine that Alaric has turned over. And he seems to be darting back and forth from all three of them. And he mentions these seem to be very drastically different items. Where did you find them all in the same place?
The powder was on the book, and then, like I said, whenever it interacted with moisture, it turned into the black substance.
The paper was where the dinner happened. The big dinner, the one that everyone attended.
Yes, the Deadwinter dinner. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! This is not as you said. This is a very dangerous substance.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know what it is exactly?
My guesses, but I don't like to. I don't like to speak out of turn. Give me one moment. Let me do some quick research, and I I can get back to you. I'm more than happy to leave these here, but could I please take this vial with me? And he hands the vial with the actual like ochre powder inside of it. The vial that Evie and Alaric were able to pull off of Darl.
I look
Okay.
at Kyle and
Could I
Ruby.
make an insight check to make sure that he's just more curious of what it is, or he's trying to help us?
Sure. Go ahead.
Can I help him with that, or roll as
I,
well?
I'll say you can
I
both
was
roll separately. Anyone who would like to can roll separately.
yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna
Sure.
I got a 12.
Oh, I got a 9.
insight. Let me check how much I have in insight. Keep forgetting. One. I got you. I got you. Anything but a single digit. Come on. Well, shit.
Dice didn't hear you. They
I
misheard.
was busy. I was busy looking at Kyle,
Hey, Emmy's out here.
admiring the fur.
Emmy's out
All
here
right,
though.
Emmy.
Look at Emmy. All right. I'll go. I guess I should roll for Adom too. We're rolling insight, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, look at
5.
that. Yo, that was between the
I
5
know.
and 50.
It's pretty
What is that?
close. It's pretty close. Okay. So many of you are kind of thrown off by his charm. Lewin is a charming person. He's not many of you are familiar with satyrs and how they behave. Emmy, you're a little bit more, I guess, objective in it. But none of you seem to think that he's being deceptive to you at all. It's pretty clear that he does have an idea of what this is, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to spread rumors. If he's going to give you an answer, he wants it to be an honest one. So no, I will say that none of you sense any deceit from him or any reason not to trust him, I suppose.
Okay.
Okay.
Just please be careful that no one gets a hold of it but you.
Yes, of course. No, I'll only be a few minutes.
Oh,
And
okay.
he takes the vial and rushes through the back door, and you don't really see him. But as the door, it's one of those cool like swingy doors, I guess. the saloon style doors. So as he pushes it out, you do actually see this this little squirrel runs up, and he first gets on top of the counter here, but then he looks up, and Kyle, he makes like full on eye contact with you, and his tail bristles, and he like rushes at you, and he like runs all the way around you. He like does a full 360 around the bottom of your legs, and then just like runs up your body, or attempts to run up your body. If you'll allow him to, he's going to essentially like perch right on your shoulder, and he's like,
Sure, this is natural.
yeah, this is normal. He rushes up, perches on his shoulder, and he's like, he does a little, I don't know, I'm sure you've seen squirrels like lean, right? Where they lean around a branch or they whatever. He like leans around to make like full on eye contact with you, and he's just like chirping this whole time. Kyle, your speak with animals spell that you cast yesterday is more than worn off. You're more than welcome to cast it again if you'd like to. It's up to you, but he is clearly concerned, I guess. You're confused by your presence.
Yeah, sure.
Solus looking dead at the squirrel with wide eyes.
No. Don't you dare.
You know what? I'm gonna just put Solus in my cave real quick.
Better.
I'll do a speak with animals then.
Sure.
Yeah, before Laura pulls a BG3 on this poor squirrel.
Yes.
What was that one's name again? What was it?
I
Twig?
forgot, but
It was something like Twig or.
I mean, to be fair, he's trying to square up on me. You know, he's like, "Get out of my territory! Get out of here! Get out of here! I walk wherever I please."
As Kyle goes ahead and speaks the words.
Timber. That was the squirrel's name.
Timber. You're 100% right. Yep, Timber. As Kyle goes and speaks the words, and the speak with animals takes hold, Kyle, you can hear him just like rattling on. He's like, "This can't be a squirrel. He can't even understand me. Why isn't he responding? Goodness, he's big. I really wish he would talk to me. This is kind of getting out of hand."
I can understand you now.
And you can see him start. He does the other squirrel motion where like he goes completely still, right? Where he just like encountered a danger, and then he like stands really still as he's like on top of your head, and then he like slowly like bends over, and he's like, "You can understand me?"
Yeah.
My, you're big. Did someone cast an engorgement charm on you or something?
No, apparently I'm an experiment.
So someone did cast an engorgement spell on you. You could have just said yes in the first place.
I don't know what that is.
He continues to like run around you. Now he like he comes down, he stands in front of you and like peers up at you, and then runs up your back and kind of messes with your bowstring, and he's very curious. He's like, "Wow, I've never seen a squirrel as big as you, and I thought I was pretty big. What are you doing here?" And then he looks around and he finally notices the rest of you, and he asks the rest of you, but again, you guys can't understand him. He's like, "What are you all doing here?"
We're just here to investigate. It's a powder.
Well, then you came to the right place. Master Lewin's got plenty of powders. He's very good at that. Do you got any nuts? I really love nuts.
Sure, I have some.
I knew you would. You're a good squirrel. Squirrels always have nuts.
Of course.
Solus still looking. Eyes bigger than ever. Dilated.
He sees you reach into his pocket, Kyle, or whatever it is, and he doesn't even wait. He just like follows your hand. He like runs down your sleeve, down your hand, and dives like headfirst into the pocket.
I did.
And then he obviously you can feel him. You can all see him like rustling around now inside Kyle's like jacket or pocket or whatever it is. And finally he comes up with like a mouthful of nuts and some in his hand, and he's like pokes his little head out, and he's doing that like cute little squirrel nibble thing. He's not a chipmunk, so his cheeks aren't like fully puffed out with nuts, but he's big. And with a mouthful, he says to Kyle, "My name's Nibbles. What's your name?"
Oh my god. So cute.
Nibbles.
My name is Kyle.
Kyle, that's a funny squirrel name.
This is Nibbles.
Hi, Nibbles.
Hi.
Although he can't understand you, he does recognize his name, and he kind of does a little squirrel head tilt to Evie as he hears his name, and she knows my name now. What's their name?
Oh, tell him my
Who's-
name.
I mean, I think you could just say your name. He'll
Oh,
know.
I'm gonna point to myself and say Evie.
Does he understand that?
Gets the gesture. He again, Evie, you're hearing everything in like squeaks and stuff like that. So you hear
It's
like
clicks.
it's clicks and yeah, like little chirping noises, and you hear him. He points to you, and you can hear like this squeaking or clicking. But Kyle, you hear it as Evie, and then he points to himself, Nibbles. But it's just chirps to everyone else.
That was so cute.
Yep, he said your name.
I can't handle the cuteness.
He's just munching on nuts. He's like, Lewin seemed a little concerned when he went through the door and downstairs. I hope everything's all right.
Well, it's a concerning powder.
So we got people dropping like flies.
Like concerning how? Does it kill squirrels?
Oh no, I would have died by now.
Oh, good.
But
But if it weren't for me, you would have died.
oh yeah, if it wasn't for her, I would have died.
So it does
yeah.
kill squirrels. God, you're really confusing for a squirrel. I need you to be a little bit more straightforward with me.
I'll try.
Thank you.
So, what do you do here? Are you just your companions with Lewin?
Yeah, he takes one more like handful of nuts and like scrambles down out of your pocket, down your leg, and runs over here to the apothecary. And he starts like sniffing at the stuff. So he's now sniffing at the book, and he's sniffing at the parchment. And yeah, yes. I help Master Lewin. I'm his. I wouldn't call him. I'm not really a companion. I'm more like a coworker.
Let's see.
Ask
Equal
him.
terms.
Sometimes my little hands are super useful. Sorry, what was that? I cut you off.
Kyle, ask him if he's seen anything like weird, like a giant gorilla-shaped beast or something.
Oh, true. Have you noticed anything strange around here, like a big beast or something during the night?
No, everything's kind of big to me. Imagine everything's not quite as big to you, but probably still pretty big.
About huge?
No, I usually keep to myself here. Master Lewin goes out and about, but I'm happy in my tree. The biggest thing I see is an owl on occasion, and he looks over to Stolas and looks over to you, and you keep weird company for a squirrel. We're not really usually fans of owls like that, but I guess it's pretty common around here. Some of the wizards come in with their familiars on occasion, and he's not the first squirrel I've seen, I guess.
Stolas gives a little whoo.
Ooh, you too. Just make sure to keep that beak to yourself.
How about anything strange going on here?
What do we mean by strange? We have had business as usual. It's maybe been a little bit busier because of the cold, but
Has anyone come in asking for like unusual items?
I would say that.
anyone come in this morning, and even yesterday, I don't recall anyone, but the day before we did have a few people come in. I don't know about unusual. We had that unfriendly girl gnome. She came in and asked for something to help with a cold, and then we had the big, clumsy, dark-skinned elf, pointy ears. He came in and he seemed to just wanted small talk. I don't think Master Lewin was actually able to help him or gave him anything. And then I think came in around the same time as that elf was a huge lizard skin. He came in, he made a huge mess downstairs, but I think Master Lewin already cleaned that up. Other than that, I think that's about it. I did see another pale human woman. She's come in occasionally in the last week or so. She seemed very ill, and Master Lewin did the best for her. But Other than that, just various about, in and out, asking for ailments for their sniffles, or their cough, or their sneeze, or their puffy eyes. You know humans, they get all kinds of ailments. Us squirrels
Yeah,
are a bit more durable, right?
for sure.
Guess it's our fur or our puffy tails, I don't know. Anyway, as Lewin wraps up, as Nibbles wraps up his conversation or his speaking, Lewin steps out and uh, Nibbles, were you irritating our guests? And he looks up and I apologize. Nibbles is certainly a good help around here, but he does like to bother the guests sometimes, especially if they have little food things for him. And he, noticing that Nibbles is currently munching on.
He's so cute. He could never be a bother.
He certainly thinks so. That's for sure. Nibbles, please go in the back and wait. I have some business to discuss with these people. And Nibbles, Kyle, you can overhear. He's like, I want to be in the business too. No, Nibbles, go in the back now. I'll let you know if I need you. Oh, fine. And Nibbles rushes down and heads back into the back. But as he does so, he brings out a book. Or he has in his hands for the first time. He has your vial with him as well, and he brings out a book. I'm not quite sure where you acquired these items or how they came to be inside Candlekeep, but your worries of this powder being dangerous, I think I've finally confirmed. It's this powder, I believe it's Midnight Tears.
Oh, such a cool name.
What exactly is it?
It's highly toxic. It's made from the pollen of a plant that's usually only found in the Feywild. And he looks at Kyle and he looks at Evie. He's like, I'm surprised the two of you hadn't heard of it before. Honestly, it's maybe it's not used the same in the Feywild as it is out here in the mainland, but it is very dangerous.
Oh.
Do you
Oh.
keep some in the house?
Only downstairs. As I said, if used properly, it can be used for medicinal purposes rather than dangerous ones, but I don't keep it out here. I'm not sure where anyone else could have gotten it. It does all the things that you mentioned. Any creature that ingests this poison, they may not even know it until the stroke of midnight. As midnight strikes, the person is indeed partially paralyzed. It causes the tear ducts to swell and to leak extremely badly. And as you mentioned, it does turn to this black, almost inky-like substance when it does encounter moisture.
Hmm.
And you wouldn't know. I mean, nobody's purchased this from you, or maybe you've noticed if it's gone missing from your stock.
I do keep a pretty good log of everything. But as I mentioned, I've not received this, or I have not gained this, or I'm sorry, that's not the word. I've not given this. I have not given this from my shop to anyone in years. I don't even think I've handled it myself in quite a long time. And anything that people walk in and out of, you can usually find here.
Okay, but you said that you had some downstairs, yes?
I can't seem to find it.
So, who was down there in the past 3 days?
No one's allowed downstairs, only me and occasionally Nibbles, but he knows better.
Nibbles mentioned someone was downstairs,
I
didn't he?
was literally gonna ask, out of character, did Kyle share the information he heard from
Yes.
the little squirrel? Okay.
I'm basically translating.
Didn't he say something about a large lizard skin or something made a huge mess downstairs?
I don't know. As I mentioned, I keep records of everyone who's come in or everything I sell to. I can pull that up if you'd like, but I don't know of anyone else. Like I said, no one's allowed downstairs but me.
If you could, yes, that would be helpful.
Sure. Give me 1 second to go take out Presley. I'm sure you can hear her barking. She's trying to get my attention. So I'm going to go
Oh,
open the door for her.
bark, bark.
Bark, indeed.
Bark.
If
Maybe
only I had
The
speak with
try.
door.
animals.
Maybe you could like talk to
Open
Nipples
the
and
door.
clarify, because I thought that he
Well,
said
roll.
something about a lizard skin downstairs making a huge mess and that Lewin just got it all cleaned up.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I was gonna suggest if he could let us down. I actually didn't hear what you said, Mel. Like we could just check if gone missing. At least we could conclude it gone from here,
Yeah,
and a certain
but
lizard needs to be questioned.
well, yeah, but Lewin's saying that no one's been downstairs, but the squirrel literally said that a giant lizard skin was downstairs, made a mess, and that Lewin cleaned up the mess. So I I don't know if Lewin's lying to us or what, but someone was downstairs and he had to clean up a mess because of that someone, and either he knows about it and he's covering up or he just doesn't think anything of it. Maybe the person made the mess as like a distraction while they took the stuff, the
Yeah,
pollen,
could be,
It
could
could
be.
it could
but
be possible they snuck in though.
But he cleaned up the mess. So either he thinks that the squirrel made the mess, or just didn't really think too much of it. Probably like maybe I don't know, something gone wrong, or
well, maybe Kyle
occasional.
can talk to Nibbles more about it, and we could ask Lewin, like, wasn't there like a huge mess that was made downstairs the day before yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll be right back.
Okay.
take your time.
Mm.
As nibbles. About the lizard person. What color they were?
I have only one Pokeball, and I do not want to waste it on a taboo. What the hell is?
Those are adorable.
If it's adorable, then let me. Pocket. Goodbye, my one and only Pokeball.
I can give you either Pokeballs or money. I'm pretty sure I have close to 12,000
Stop flexing.
Pokedollars. I have.
I'm broke.
Oh, I did. I bought 20 new Pokeballs today, so I have 11,000 Pokedollars and 56 Pokeballs.
Like I would sell the duplicates, but I do not have any duplicates because I just started.
That makes sense.
So everything trying to catch him, well, you know.
Do get it.
And most of the time, I miss. Oh.
Must have 60% of every spawnable Pokemon. It's pretty
Let
crazy.
me see. Hee hee. I'm getting there.
1.77%. You have
I'm
13
getting.
of the 734. Nice. You're getting there. You're
I'm
right.
getting.
Oh, wow. We
Oh
didn't get the
my
Pokepoke.
god. Well,
I'm back.
Welcome
too
back.
bad.
Okay, so he pulls out his ledger. He sets everything down and kind of pushes the book and the other things aside, or offers them to you if you'd like to take them back. But he pulls out his ledger, and he has several things that are written in there. It's essentially pages, over the last week or so of transactions. But he's looking through, and he can't even seem to find, any record of any lizard type folk. No half dragon, no dragonborn, no lizard folk, no anything in his registry over the last week or so. Is there anything you would like me to look for in particular?
Uh,
Well, I was gonna ask Nimbles what this lizard person was, if that's okay.
You want to talk more with Nibbles?
Yep, because he's the one that saw him, so he would know.
Sure. If you'd like, if you think it'll help. Nibbles.
right.
And Nibbles comes out and rushes. I knew you'd need my help.
Nimbles, can you tell us about this lizard person? How were they? What were they wearing? What color they were?
I don't really know. They came in wearing normal robes. I don't remember the color. This was a couple days ago now.
Mm,
I
what is
I
it?
want to
You
ask.
should know, Kyle. Us squirrels don't see all the color all that well.
True.
They all look black and white and gray and brown to me.
Was it a darker color or a lighter color?
Uh, gray. It was a grayer color. I don't know.
I don't know. Um, I would like to ask the guy if he could check if the what's it again, midnight tears, is it? Uh, he has downstairs is missing like a bit of it or a lot of it or whatever, but
He already said he
like
can't find it. He knows that he's had some
he
down
can't.
there, but he can't currently find it.
Uh, uh, can I ask him why does he look like he's not really concerned or anything?
I'm concerned. I'm more than concerned.
Uh, then you didn't try to look for who took it or contact anybody?
Like I said, I those things that people do not go in the basement. I didn't notice it was missing. As I mentioned before, I've not used it in a long time, and no one's asked for it in years. If it went missing, I couldn't tell you when or how long it's been gone.
Well, thank you.
Can we look around down there to see if we can find any clues?
Yes, of course, if you'd like, feel free. I don't have a map for downstairs because I didn't think we'd need one, so we're just going to imagine that it's this room here.
Is there more than one entrance to that room?
It's a basement, so no. It's like in the bottom of the tree.
Okay.
I
Uh,
mean, it does look like it's heading downstairs.
One goes upstairs to his personal rooms, and one goes downstairs into like a trunk, or into the trunk of the tree. I know this is supposed to be like a kitchen area. This is like a sitting area. This is like a dining room area. You can ignore all that. This is just like a tree house that I'm having to repurpose. So,
Okay.
I mean, he does live down here, so I mean, this is fine that it is all the kitchen area that he also resides, but his actual bed chambers are up these stairs, and then downstairs would be here. But we're just gonna use this room. It doesn't matter. You can imagine. Use your imagination.
Can I go ahead and do a perception on the room?
Sure. I mean, you can. Let's see. Go
And
ahead.
can Lewin show us like where it was stored?
Sure. Yeah, he points to it. Everything is pretty alphabetized, I guess. He has various vials of things. So as you go down to the basement, you can see he has all the walls, all the tables are lined with various books and tomes and vials and potions, all kinds of things. There's not really many empty spaces where something hasn't been placed. However, it does seem pretty organized. He does keep a good job, as Lewin continues to say, like these are things that I keep for my own either personal uses that isn't available to public, or things that are too dangerous to kind of leave. He doesn't like to use the word dangerous, but items that can be considered dangerous if misused, like the midnight tears, so to speak. But if you'd like, you can in fact roll your perception check.
Yay.
Is there any way? Does the basement have like any small windows or any way to get in?
No, it's all lit by magic light.
Okay.
And
21.
Evie, you speak Sylvan as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So you are looking
Sylvan,
around.
Druidic, and Common.
Okay. So Lewin points over to the bookcase where it is, and written in Sylvan is a label that says dangerous toxins. And sure enough, there seems to be, you can't really see it. It doesn't appear that anything's missing. Lewin obviously has some form of organization or something, but to you, nothing really appears to be out of the ordinary. You rolled a 21 to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you are taking a look around, as is the rest of the group, and sure enough, as you look directly above, you notice, or sorry, not directly above, but directly below, there is a rag covered in, it seems like there's a rag underneath the lower bookcase or the lower shelf, and as you pull it out, you can hear the tinkling of broken glass, and as you kind of pick it up, there's this like waft of peppermint smell as it reaches your nose, and Lewin notices it as well. Peppermint, that's odd. I'm not sure how that rag got here. I need everyone here to go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okie dokie.
Got you. Investigation. Got you. Got you.
I
Hopefully.
hope so, because that was awful.
Fuck.
Shake, shake, shake. Anything?
For
I'm so glad today.
investigators, our investigation sucks.
Our eyes are covered.
Adon,
But
Emmy, save us.
Adon rolled an 11, I think. I don't know what his total is. Let me see if I can find that.
well,
So
14.
far, Emmy's highest right now with a 14.
Is it a 14
Alert
total, Emmy?
being distracted with the
Huh?
Stolas wings.
Is the 14 the total?
Yeah, I have a -1 in an investigation.
So did you roll a 14 though, or did you roll a 15? Oh, you rolled a 15. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Pause.
Let's roll for Lewin as well. He's a smart cookie. Hey, okay. So he actually did roll a 15, and we'll say that his modifier is decent because, he's a smart little satyr. He looks at it, and he kind of approaches, he takes it. May I? From Evie.
Yes, you may.
He does go ahead and sniff it, and then he kind of glances around, and this is a very strong smell, but I don't see any mess here. It seems that this might have happened recently. Whoever did this probably used this rag to clean it up, and then I don't know why they didn't take it with them. Maybe I don't know, but Nibbles, did you do this by any chance? No, I have no reason to do this. I don't go down here without you. You know that. Yes, of course. I just had to make sure. I don't know where this came from. This rag does not belong here, and it's it seems to have happened recently, or seems to have appeared here recently.
So does it have like a unique design?
No. There honestly is just like an old like handkerchief. It's not very
Nothing special.
Nothing special about it.
Okay. And it smells like peppermint, and there's broken glass in it.
Peppermint. Someone probably sick. Or
What?
have bad breath.
Right? Like, is this actually peppermint or?
It's certainly peppermint. I sell a lot of it, and he points to the counter or directly in front of you. As you can see, I have several vials of it. Like I said, this is mostly for my use, but I keep peppermint upstairs for everything. It can be used in all kinds of stuff, tea or as a freshener for your breath, or use it in your bath. It can be used in for all kinds of things.
Mm.
Mm, I is the broken glass did you say it was from like something fell like a vial or something, or just I don't know, just a random container?
You rolled like garbage, but Lewin suspects that it is from a vial that matches those that are on the shelf. Yeah, so it's a good possibility that it fell off the shelf, and whoever knocked it over probably used the rag to cover it up or clean up the mess, and then shove it under the shelf.
Hmm.
Not much we can
Okay.
do about that.
Say that again, Kyle. What were you saying?
I'm just saying out of character. Not much we can do about that unless someone.
What they're since they're trying to the thing is, I know I failed I have so many questions about the broken glass, but I know I won't get anything because of how bad I rolled.
I mean, you can roll again if you have a specific question. I'll let you roll again if you have
I
something that
want
I
to
haven't given you.
see I want to see if there's like any possible like blood, where there's glass and there's possible someone trying to cover it up and probably it cut their hand or something.
Go ahead and roll for it if you'd like.
Uh, Investigation? Or
Yes.
something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I'll help him.
Okay.
Okay.
I can cast
Advantage.
guidance.
Sure.
Okay. That's what 1d4.
It is.
Mhm.
1d4 plus. No, wait. That's not how it goes. Advantage or shake, shake. Oh, 18 plus 3, 21.
Yeah, Alaric, you go ahead and case the area now that you know this. There's broken glass, and from experience of breaking glass yourself, you know that sometimes that can cause injury. But it doesn't appear that there is any. As you look around the bookshelf as well, you notice that you notice a couple things. One, the the label, I guess, or the area that Lewin was pointing to where the midnight tears went missing from or is usually kept. You can't read Sylvan, but Evie, I imagine you can translate it for them. The above, where it says dangerous toxins, is on the uppermost shelf. It's out of reach for most people. So you do notice that it looks like somebody placed their feet potentially on the bottom shelf in order to get a little bit more height. And it's quite a good possibility that in that action something was knocked over. Maybe their maybe a piece of clothing got caught, or maybe they knocked it off with an elbow as they were reaching. Any number of things that could happen. But you do look around the floor for any spots of blood and can't find anything. However, you notice that the floor itself, where you all are standing, is slightly stickier, I would say. It's like the person who is doing the cleaning up did it as quickly as possible. It's not a perfect job. Um, you can see that there's like some smearing in place there, but at first glance, it's not something that you can really notice. But as you're looking for blood, you can probably notice that. So no blood, unfortunately, just a strong smell of peppermint.
Uh,
Go around sniffing people.
Maybe.
can I ask just one last question and then everyone else can go? How tall do you think like the whole shelf is? Like, can a lark reach it? He's
I mean,
what's his height?
they're typical size shelves. Like this place isn't necessarily made for a satyr, so even though the satyr's like 3 feet tall, you notice. I mean, you've already seen that he's pretty proficient with Mage Hand. Like he can cast more than one, right? He's able to manipulate multiple Mage Hands at one time, so the height isn't really an issue for him. But I would say they're 8 foot tall shelves um, with the midnight tiers being on the tallest, so at least 8 feet in the air, I'd say.
Mm.
Can Evie like fly up and kind of look at the higher area?
Yeah, I just assumed you already did. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you noticed that where, like I said, where Lewin pointed to where the midnight tears are stored, you were able to read the sign that said dangerous toxins. You fly up, you can identify that there's a missing vial up there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really notice any kind of organization, but you can see where one might have been missing. As you know, most of these, as Lewin already alluded to, haven't been touched in a very long time. So there's a bit more dust, I guess. There's a bit more grime up there than there is in the rest of the place. But other than
Yeah.
that, it's not like obvious what happened. As far as the missing peppermint vial concerned, though, it doesn't really appear that anything's missing there. There's multiple vials of peppermint directly below you, or at eye level, I guess. And either this one was in a conspicuous place that doesn't appear that it would have been missing, or the person who knocked it over potentially did a decent job of organizing them back.
Mm. I mean, to be fair, he did clean. He did say that he cleaned, so it could be him.
Maybe.
My only thought now is to uh, lizard the guy. Lizard. Yeah.
We only know two lizards, Chris and Squirtle.
We haven't talked to
Yeah.
Alchrist yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did Nibble say when he might have seen this lizard person?
Thought it was the day before yesterday.
So about two days ago.
Now it would be 2 days ago, yes.
And the nurse he died when exactly? How many days?
Yesterday
That
morning.
so
Uh,
according to this description of the poison, he said that people die at midnight. That's when the poison functions.
mhm.
So, hmm,
So maybe we should go talk to Alchrist now.
Yeah.
I guess.
And maybe ask them where were they beforehand? Like 2 days ago. Where were they? Like like the daily routine. What did they do? Something like that.
2 days ago would be the day of the dinner, right?
Huh?
Yeah, the
Okay.
day before we arrived.
All right.
Oh, are we still stopping by Kaylin's quarters?
Oh shit,
Uh,
there's that too. Fuck. I mean,
Yeah,
it's right there, so might as well, right?
wait. Why are we going to Caitlin?
because Kaylin's missing.
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't
shit.
want him
Oh.
to die too. Like,
Yeah. Let's. Yeah. No
fuck.
delaying that. Jeez. Everyone's dying. The golden ass is OP.
That golden ass is too OP.
That ass, though.
It's too
Everyone
shiny
is
and
cheering.
golden.
Who is not gonna read a book titled Golden Ass?
I mean, it's an interesting title, so
Yeah.
So Is there anything else that you'd like to ask of Lewin or Nibbles before you depart? We'll go down and I think Emmy, you're the first one on the talking order. Any questions that you have or anything you'd like clarified by me or the party before we depart?
No.
No.
Nothing from Emmy, nothing from Alaric. Eve, or I think it was Kyle. Anything from you?
I'm trying to think. Come back to me.
Evie.
What?
Anything, any last minute things you'd like to ask of Lewin or Nibbles, or anything else you'd like to search for before you depart? Or I guess Kaylin's chambers.
No.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
I'll ask: is there a way to stop the poison from functioning before midnight?
In all of my planning, I don't think I've ever planned for a cure.
Awesome.
So
It's fine. There is no
Uh-oh.
cure. Let's just say that.
Lewin, I've never made one for this before, but
Well, let's get
I imagine I could try. There's no telling. I don't have any on hand, obviously. Let me do some more research. And he thumbs through the book that he has. And everyone here, go ahead and roll a perception check.
make the cure a true love's kiss.
I'm changing this fucking dice. Fuck this dice. Holy moly! I have rolled like 4 8s already.
Wait, what are we rolling?
Perception.
Perception.
Perception. Okay, let's see. I swear, if I fail the
I hate this.
perception,
I hate my life.
Oh, I forgot that. Mine.
I got hello +7. Okay.
I mean, 14 is good, right?
Good
19.
God. Why? We started off good. And
I
then
got
I'm starting to
19.
fall off. I need more coffee.
And Emmy, you notice that it seems like the book that Lewin is fingering through is called Famous, or spelled Fay as an Fey, Famous Flowers and Fungi. I'll go ahead and post that for you if you're curious.
Is it written as fun guy too? Oh,
No,
never mind.
no.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, he does go ahead and say that he'll look into this or read more about it as he goes, and if necessary, he will visit the Floratheca and gain as much knowledge as he can.
That would be great.
He hopes that he'll have an answer to you as soon as possible. He'll send Nibbles with the answer unless he sees you sooner.
Yep,
Okay.
I'll give Nibbles a ton of nuts if he does that.
Okay. Lots of nuts. Give Nibbles the nuts. Got it.
Yeah.
Hydration Nation, everybody.
Cheers.
See any other questions?
Cheers. Ice upon coffee, refuel.
There really wasn't no cure?
I didn't plan for one. There is one. I found it already, if that matters to you. But Lewin, we're gonna say Lewin hasn't, because that's not any fun.
Okay. I think that's it.
If you just had a cure, you wouldn't feel very suspenseful. You wouldn't feel on a clock. There's poisons everywhere. Maybe it's in your tea. Maybe it's on all the books.
Maybe one of us is already poisoned, but it's not gonna take effect until midnight.
Dun dun dun.
Oh shit! I was the closest one.
Dun dun.
Don't do it.
How many of you
Guys.
touched the poison this morning? Evie, Alaric, Kyle.
I touched the tag. I didn't even know it was
dun,
poison.
I don't think I
dun.
touched anything.
I don't know. Maybe.
Emmy, you gotta save us now.
Okay. So, as a group, anything before we move on?
Good luck with the poison. Peace.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Okay. So you do go ahead and depart the apothecary, and sure enough, Fimbris is still outside waiting for you. And it seems like you advise him that you'd like to go to the Sea Warden's tower to meet with Todrick in regards to Kaelin. So he leads you down this path. It's pretty apparent, and leads you inside this building. That again, he says the Arcanium is that way, and the Sea Warden's tower is this way. And so, oh goodness, I have the hiccups. Excuse me.
Oh, that's painful.
He leads you up to the upmost floor, and you can see that the Sea Warden's tower here is, again, it's slightly different from it's slightly different architecture than the rest of the Arcanium. And as Fimbris kind of sends you or is walking you up, he tells you that, sure enough, like this. Kaelin teleported this tower on top of the existing architecture. Apparently, it made a few of the other readers and Janusi kind of upset, but he did it anyway. He more or less went for the ask for forgiveness, not for permission route. And up at the top, you do in fact find Todrick. He advises you, however, Todrick, as you get there, I'm glad to see you made it here. I've already dispelled the arcane lock on the door, but it is obviously locked with other means as well. I've done what I can, but I'm no expert in lockpicking. Is there anything that you all can do?
Um, move aside.
Okay, buddy, calm down.
I use my thieves' tools to. Actually, can I use some mage hand? Because I don't know what I'm suspicious now with everything covered in poison.
Yeah, I think
Have you used,
you're an arcane trickster, right? So you can use the ledger
Yeah.
domain. Yep, you can
Yeah.
use your mage hand to do all that. Yes.
have you,
Okay,
now I have some guidance
Are
on
you
you?
worried about a trap, or are you just worried about touching things from now on? I would like to point out that
touching
you all
things.
can just wear gloves, but you do you.
He's being a little extra paranoid.
This
for
is more
real.
fun for me anyway. So okay, go ahead and okay, mage hand, go ahead and roll for it.
How do I get roll for thieves' tools? It's D20 plus my proficiency.
You get to add your proficiency bonus if you're proficient with these tools, and if you have expertise in it, then that's something as well. So it's a dexterity check, I believe. You can add you add your dexterity modifier, and then you add the thieves tool if you're proficient.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 7 plus 3. Well, or 2. Oh my god,
Your dexterity is a +7. How's that
yeah.
even possible? What's your dexterity at? 18, right?
And 19. Wait. Huh?
What is your ability score for dexterity? 19?
It's 19. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a +4.
Yeah.
And then your proficiency
it's 3.
Okay, so that's 7. Are you telling me that you're an expert in as well? You have expertise in your thieves tools?
How do I know I'm expert in the thieves tool?
It
Is
should
it like
be
a
on
marker?
Roll20. It should be like a little, yeah. You should be able to write in that you're like has expertise, or it's a little drop down box, or maybe on the right hand side under features, you may have like added a note for it. I don't know what else you would have added. You should. I think you have expertise at this level, right? As a rogue.
Yeah, let me
I
see.
could be wrong.
Expertise. Oh yeah, I do. I do have expertise.
Okay, so at level 1, you choose 2 of your skill proficiencies or 1 skill in thieves tools. So, do you know if you chose thieves tools?
No, I think I chose sleight of hand. Yeah, I don't think I picked that.
So that's what I'm asking. If you chose one or the other. Let's see.
I'm not sure.
Expertise. You chose stealth and perception, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's one. Yeah. It's.
I don't think you get to choose, and you get to choose one more at 6th level, but you guys are only level 5, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or level 4?
Yeah.
What level are you guys? I
Okay.
always forget.
5.
Okay,
It's
so
5.
you are not an expert in your thieves tools, but you do get to add the 4 plus the 3, so the roll is plus 7.
7. Okay. 7. Not
And
bad.
then I think Emmy is guiding you.
Okay. What did Emmy roll?
I don't know if Emmy has rolled yet. I heard you right, Emmy. That's what you said, that you were guiding her?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I will tell you that
22
Okay.
plus 25.
You have successfully picked the lock. It's actually pretty easy for you. It seems like these mages, everyone in Candlekeep probably puts more reliability into their the arcane lock versus a physical one. It's more just a secondary measure. So as you get in there, you hardly even need the guidance from Emmy. You are like on the last little pin as you feel Emmy place her hand on your shoulder, and just the touch alone allows you to shift that last pin into place, and the lock clicks open, and the door swings open. And
Lorik would blow on the thieves' tools and does a spin and then put it back in his pocket.
just like you're doing a spin, or you're
Easy.
spinning the thieves' tools. You can just see
Thieves'
Alaric
tools.
doing a
No,
quick
the
like
thieves' tools.
pirouette.
I said.
No, it's better this
I,
way. He does like this.
I
Alaric does
said
this
to
like
spin
anime
the thieves'
pose
tools.
where he like does a quick 360 and then it gives
No,
up like the peace
I said.
symbol.
Yes.
JoJo pose.
No.
Believe
Yeah.
it.
Nah,
Yes.
I'm not an anime
Yeah.
girl. What the?
It has been decided. This
No,
is the
I
way.
said
I get
he
it.
blows on the thieves' tools and does a little spin with it and put
Okay.
it back in his
Yeah,
pocket.
Yeah,
he
you
stands
do a little
up, does a
spin with
spin
it.
while
Yeah.
holding the thieves'
You do a little.
tools.
You're like dancing with it. I like it. No, I get it. It's fine.
Alog did his little dancey dance, and we're here for it.
Now I've
It's
become
fine.
JoJo, right? JoJo character.
So as the door swings open, you can see that it does look very pirate-esque. It looks like the cabin of a ship almost. It is luxuriously laid out with these plush, thick rugs on the floor underneath the bed and in the middle. There seems to be this is a cabinet, but we'll say that the doors are glass. There's a locked glass cabinet on one of the walls. And there's a number of bookcases, just like everywhere else you've been. Along this back corner that you can't see over here, there's actually a golden bathtub. You can't tell whether it's inlaid with gold or solid gold, but it's gold. And then along the rest of the walls are various bookcases and shelves with, different alchemical apparatus, as well as arcane figures and things like that. And that's what you immediately see.
Well, I wish my
Perception.
room was like that.
Perception.
Yeah. Or the
Perception, you see everything that I just described to you.
Oh.
Sorry. Let me go ahead and do this for you. I should probably get in the habit of having you roll perception before I describe a room, just to keep you on your toes, but I'm a bad DM, so we're not doing that. We'll say that it will be like the glass cabinets. I don't want these so big. These are like the big things that I mentioned. I spelled glass wrong. Glass.
Any
Gauss.
notes? Is there any notes of where he might have gone? Like he might have left something for Todrick or something like that?
Glass cabinet. You'll have to investigate the room to find that.
Sir, yes, sir.
We'll say that here is, I don't think I mentioned it, but there is in fact like a locked, well, you can't tell that it's locked at the moment, but it is a chest, not a churst, but a chest. Sorry, my hands aren't wanting to work today. There's a churst. There's a churst at like the foot of the bed. And
I like that.
then yeah, and then we're just gonna say like over here it'll be big, but this will just be like bookcases. And then we'll do another one for shelves.
Lark is in BG3. He wants to open the chest right away. Lords, whatever. I'm joking.
So there's 4 of you. So you guys can choose what you'd like to explore. You can do it as a group. You can do it individually. I don't care. Or you can explore anything else that I mentioned in the room. Yeah, I think Emmy is up first with the talk order. So Emmy, you can claim the first thing, whatever you like.
I'm gonna check out the desk.
Cabin.
Here, like the glass cabinet /
Yeah.
desk.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and I didn't give you your characters again. Bad DM. I apologize. You guys can go ahead and move your character. We'll have Adom over here, and we'll have Adom, whoever wants assistance, whoever rolls low and says, I would like Adom's assistance, then we'll go ahead and do that. I also need to put in Todrick can be in here with you as well. We'll make him a little smaller.
Where is Stolas? Stolas!
She's underneath.
A large panic.
He's underneath one of them. They just have to move. So, Emmy, go ahead and move Emmy near the glass cabinet if that's what you're investigating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. And then I believe it was Alaric who's next. You can either assist Emmy with the glass cabinet or you can investigate something else.
He wants to investigate the churst.
Churst, perfect. Okay.
Mhm.
I think Kyle was next.
The bookshelves. The
Okay.
shelves.
Shelves is. And Emmy, there's bookcases and or anything else in the room that you'd like.
My name is Evie, but I'll go
But-
help Emmy.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, you're helping Emmy. Perfect. Let's see.
Patrick is so tiny.
Okay, so Kyle, if you're over here on the shelves.
Yes, sir.
So everyone here, go ahead and roll me. Oh, okay, actually, Emmy, Evie, you guys can roll me an investigation check. Kyle, you can roll me an investigation check. Alaric, I assume you're trying to open the chest. You do determine that the chest is locked. So if you'd like to try to pick it, you're more than welcome to do that. If you'd like to roll something else or you'd like to do something else, then
Mage hand, lockpick.
okay.
Actually, can I? Is it? I don't think I wanted to check if it's like has a trap. You know, I don't want to lose some fingers.
Yeah, I love it. You can go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage.
Okay, thank you. Let's see.
Okay, Evie and Emmy. Evie, that's the total roll.
Yeah.
Emmy,
15.
okay, perfect. Emmy, are you guiding yourself on this one?
I guess I should.
You can guide whoever you like. It lasts a minute. You just have to tell me who. Look at all you guys rolling all kinds of stuff.
Pew pew pew.
I guess I'll cast guidance on myself then.
So you go to 13, so just add whatever that is to it. You could. I don't think you even had to clear it. You could have just added the 4.
Oh.
Okay. Good for me. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Emmy, you went first. So you did roll high enough to notice that there were various, there was a specific book laid on top of the desk. And sure enough, as you leaf through some of the pages,
No, I touched it.
You did touch it. Yep, good job. You found a note hidden inside it. And I don't think it's written in any specific language, so we're going to assume it's common. It will say it's written in common, and it says, "Meet me at the Pont de Peramore at midnight. Let none see you," and it's signed S.
Hmm.
Mm, it's
So Severa, Skoda, who else has an S?
So this in the there you go. I don't know why that's on 2 lines, but it is. Okay, Evie, and Alaric. Well, Alaric next. Alaric, you notice that it is in fact trapped. The reason I gave you advantage is because of your arcane trickster subclass. You are not only looking for physical traps, but potentially magical ones as well. And there is in fact
oh,
a glyph of warding placed on the chest, and you call out just as Evie is fiddling around with the cabinets below Emmy. And Emmy, you take a second to look and you notice the same thing. There's a glyph of warning on the glass cabinets. So
Hey,
these.
Jonathan,
Yes, ma'am.
I have to step away for like 5 minutes. There's a situation happening with the burst pipe. I'll
Oh,
be right
goodness.
back.
Okay, yeah.
and Alaric shouts, "Nobody touches anything! It's trapped!"
Yeah. That's exactly what you do. You let them know that the chest is trapped, and that's what gives Evie the second longer to take a glance and realize that the cabinets are trapped as well before she opens them up. Kyle, you unfortunately don't find anything really all that exciting. As I mentioned, there's various alchemical and arcane apparatus on the shelves. It is, full of various books on, seafaring, but also on magic and about defense, like castle defense and defending a town, or defending a keep, little things like that.
What kind of magic?
Uh, Mostly, the magic is involving like celestial magic. A lot of it is like in regards to the old gods. Um,
Celestial.
Correct.
So I could assume that he speaks Celestial.
Yeah, sure, probably.
Okay. The thing is in Celestial, right? The whatever the book is.
A lot of the titles necessarily aren't. Some of them are, and some of them are not. I'll say that enough of them. I mean, at this point, maybe you could recognize that something is written in Celestial, regardless of whether you could read it or not. But I will say they're like it's clumped up with other books that are written in Common, so you can kind of get an idea of like what they're written about. Even if you can't discern what the title says, or as you thumb through it, you can't read it. It's next to other books. You get context clues, right? So you can kind of determine that.
Gotcha.
But yeah. I will say that some of the books are about understanding the forces of order and chaos. So there's a lot of books about the gods of order and chaos.
Hmm.
But I think that's just about it. So dead gods, order and chaos, blah blah blah. Stew on that. We're gonna take a quick break while Evie comes back. Hopefully everything works out for her. I don't want to push on too far.
Okay.
I do have a question out of character.
Uh,
How, how does disarming traps works if it's like magical or non-magical? Do I
Spell,
need like a spell? Oh,
You have
dispel
to use
magic.
okay.
dispel magic.
Dispel. Does it require like
Spell
a
slot.
tools?
I mean, no, it's just a spell. It's just a magic spell, like casting anything.
Oh,
It's called dispel.
There's an actual spell called dispel magic, so you would need to have access to that spell. Whether Emmy has it, or I mean, whether Emmy or Evie has it, I don't know if Rangers get it.
No.
Actually, let's see. Artificers, bards,
Rangers.
clerics, druids, paladins, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. And then there's also arcane trickster rogues can get access to it.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I don't know.
And Fey Wanderer Ranger can have access to it as well. But you're not a Fey Wanderer Ranger. Oh, Eldritch Knight Fighter can get it as well. So you could have access to it, but if you don't have it learned, then it wouldn't do you any good. What spells do you have?
Me at level 1 spell, I have Find Familiar, Silvery Bars, and Silent Image.
Is that all you get?
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't.
unless I
You
read
don't
it.
learn second level spells until level 7. And Dispel Magic is a 3rd level spell, so you don't get that until level 13.
I cry in the corner.
I could learn it.
Yeah, go to sleep, Emmy, and switch it.
You don't have it prepared to me? What do you have?
Um,
Have you never had Dispel Magic prepared?
um, no, I didn't have it before, but it was like because I was looking at it the other day, but I never added it.
Can I possibly ask one of the Vels or Tedric possibly could do it?
You could ask Todrick. You would have to convince him that there's a good reason why he should be dispelling those things on,
I mean, he
Kalen's.
could watch me. I'm not gonna take anything. I just need to see
Sure.
if there's trying to steal. I'm not a thief. Uh,
I mean, if there's gold, maybe.
well, I'm not.
Todrick was obviously able to dispel the block, so I don't think he'd be able to dispel the.
Oh yeah, I think I forgot to tell you, Jonathan. I did talk to Mel about the small changes that I'm gonna make on my character's background, and yeah, just a tiny bit that, like, just to make sure that it wouldn't change anything on her side, and thankfully it won't at all. And I'm still like, I need maybe maybe the next session should be read up. I'll just send it to you so you could, see if it's suitable or not. I'm not trying to, yeah, I'm comparing. I'm not trying to change anything that would, like, uh not go with whatever already happened, basically. Yeah, just tiny things. Like, can I get my coins already? Like, I wanna buy a Pokeball. Hello.
Hello. Oh
Hello.
no. Hopefully it doesn't involve a shotgun.
Oh,
We don't like those types of housing emergencies.
maybe it's a kitty situation.
Yeah.
I don't think she would. Oh,
It's one for properties.
mm.
Ah. Yes, that's much more manageable.
How are you, Anthony?
I'm good. I'm sorry I've been logged into the stream all day, but I haven't been able to listen to it because I've been in a mandatory settlement conference all day dealing with the judge, so I've been basically lurking.
Oh, that doesn't sound stressful.
Yeah. What have I missed? Have we discovered the killer yet?
No,
They
we
went to
skip it.
they found out that Kalen, the gate warden, is missing now. Kalen was the guy they found in the
Uh-oh.
Chamber of Lost Lore. So now he's officially missing.
Mhm.
They went from figuring out that to the apothecary, where they got some information on that ochre powder that they found, and Lewin was able to identify it as Midnight Tears, which is a poison that causes
Ooh.
all of the side effects that they've been seeing. And they also discovered that it essentially kills at midnight. So you wouldn't even know that you're affected until the stroke of midnight, when all the effects start happening all at once.
Hey, I'm
And
back.
Yeah.
welcome back.
And one of us could be poisoned, but we will not,
They've
we'll
all
never
been
know.
handling various things, so yeah, it's possible that they could be poisoned. And
The
then
clock is ticking.
yeah, and they're trying to see if Lewin could figure out a cure, just in case. I'm sorry. And then after that, they are now in Kalen's quarters, trying to figure out where he could have gone. So they've just done their first round of investigating. That they found a note that said meet at the Pont de Paramour at midnight, and it was signed with the letter S. And Alaric has found a chest protected by a glyph of warding, and we were discussing how they could get rid of that. So none of them have glyph of warding, or none of them have dispel magic. So they're going to see if Todrick can dispel it. Well, they have to convince Todrick to do it. He may not.
Hello.
Welcome
Could
back.
be very persuasive, you know. Unless I roll a 1, then yeah.
Could be. Okay, so I think we're all back now. We found the missing note. The glass cabinets and the chest are both protected by a glyph of warding. Alaric does not have access to dispel magic as a 5th level arcane trickster. Emmy does have access to dispel magic, but does not have it prepared. So Alaric was going to request Todrick's help to see if he'd be willing to do it. If you would like to go ahead and do that, I will require a persuasion check, and you're going to have
Yeah.
to give me a good reason. I'm going to go close my door really quick. Would have done it while everybody else is gone, but I was talking with everyone else.
Help me, guys. Alaric is too bad at talking, you know.
We can
I'll
help
get
you.
guidance. I'll get the
Guide
guidance.
me. What do I say? Tell him.
Listen, this is what you gotta say.
I mean,
Pretty please.
this is kind of on you. I don't see why we
Chaos
should
says
open
have
that
Kyle
chest.
say it. Chaos have Kyle talk easy. He would oh god, I'm already stuttering.
Let's start.
Hello, friend. You know, we seem like we ran into a little bit of a trouble here. You know, can you perhaps undo this trap or whatever? Lifting, yeah. Smile.
Wow.
Bravo.
I'm sorry, I just did not prepare my question.
You're gonna be a great bard in the other campaign. I just want to let this is how your bardship is. If this is how you're convincing your charisma check is going to go now as Alaric, I can only imagine how amazing it's going to be as a bard in the other campaign.
I already made the song for it.
Oh, good. I literally cannot wait to have that recorded. Okay, did you already roll, or?
No, I haven't yet. So it's persuasion, right?
It is indeed
Uh,
persuasion. Maybe with
uh,
disadvantage after that. No, I'm just kidding. Regular old persuasion is fine.
my good friend
I'm
Ted.
taking the guidance.
Luckily for you, your performance is only based on the die roll rather than the.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to say that guidance is not applicable here. The reason being
Oh.
is that Todrick is obviously aware of, guidance as a whole, and if he thought you were, attempting to I don't know, hoodwink him,
Maybe
he might be a little less likely to do that.
Then we won't do it then.
no. My friend here is helping me because I'm a bad at communicating. I have social anxiety, and yeah, she's emotionally supporting me right now.
She's your emotional support
Yeah,
queen.
that's right. I pat his
Support
back.
cleric, yeah, emotional support tiefling.
I mean,
I will,
I like
however,
that.
allow Evie to help because Evie has found a secondary glyph of warding on the cabinets. So if you want access to either of those things, you'll need to convince Todrick to do them. So Evie, if you wish to help or if you care, now's your chance.
I would love to help. Do I need to try and talk to him?
yes,
Need to roll, and Alaric's doing the talking at the moment.
Oh,
we're
okay.
friends. I'm trying to be like,
It's persuasion.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she can just roll. Alaric can either roll with advantage or you can roll separately. It's up to you. If you think you can beat a 12, which is a good possibility, then you can go ahead.
Fuck it.
I've been rolling single digits. I do not trust myself.
Oh God!
Oh,
Right.
No.
Can we just like rewind and pretend that didn't happen? Can we scum save? Is that an option?
Saving F5 or F8, F8, F8.
It's F8.
No.
I saved beforehand. I promise.
Look at Stolas. He's so cute. Can you at least do it for him, Mr. Handsome, very handsome, very talented. You know that? I could never ask anybody else but you. I pet my eyelashes a little bit. Yeah.
As a 6 foot tall, 6'2" Alaric with the full beard and everything else. That,
Yeah, like
you know.
police with
Unfortunately,
hands and yeah.
Why are you trying to convince him like you're a schoolgirl or something?
unfortunately,
Shut up.
he is not going to acquiesce to your request. I'm sorry, but those are Caitlin's personal locker and personal cabinet. I would not feel comfortable doing that. The only reason I allowed you in the room in the first place is because he has gone missing, and it seems like your friend over there has found something important. I can't imagine anything important would be in a locked chest at the foot of his bed. Do you?
Well,
Come
there
on.
could be something
Well,
crucial to his location.
yeah, I was
That's
gonna say
like
that.
the bank.
If
This
we
guy is
can't,
missing.
if
Or
we can't
what if
find,
someone
if we
like
can't find him, then we can come back here and we'll discuss the matter further. But as of now, we will have to go on what we have.
dude, there's a serial killer out there. Like, what if he's chopped up inside that trunk and we don't know it? You could be
Then you better hurry.
hindering our
He
investigation.
looks at the box and he says, "If Kaylin is in there, it's way too late for him." Also, I will say that I guess it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter now. Go ahead. He's declined your request. He is not going to cast Dispel Magic on either of the glyphs of warding.
Rude.
Kyle has investigated the bookshelves and found nothing. Emmy is.
What do you mean nothing? From magic books.
That's true. I'm sorry. That's rude of me to say. You did find a lot of books on the study that Kaylin is interested in. Like I said, mostly the old gods and like the order and chaos and the magic.
Don't belittle my 22.
You're right. You're right. You rolled very well. Unfortunately, the place you were looking it doesn't give you any clues as to where Kaylin might be. However,
Indeed.
Emmy has found the note.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, I mean your speech was super convincing, Alaric. I can't believe it didn't really
I
fit.
mean, it would have worked if I rolled okay.
Very convincing.
At least I would have tried. You know, even if he wasn't convinced, I would have tried harder.
You were 100% correct.
Can I go over to Kyle and ask if I could see the book and see if it has anything to do with like heart removal
No,
for the
sure.
gods, the old gods?
Sure, I give it the books.
Yeah, I mean, you look at you can all observe the bookcases that Kyle's pointing things out at. None of them seem to be medicinal in nature. Like I said, there are some, I guess, rituals that involve some of the old dead gods or gods that aren't worshipped anymore, but um, everything seems to be more academic nature. It's not really a how-to manual as much as, historical documentation on how some of the old gods were worshipped. And some of them do, to be fair, include sacrifice of some kind. But I will say I don't think any of you can read Celestial, so you're only able to gather half as much knowledge, I suppose, from the books.
A
But
quick question.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
What about Adam? Can he attempt to convince him on his own?
I will say that no. That would have been great to do about 2 minutes ago when we were rolling for it, but I'm not going to retroactively have Adam convince him. If you wanted him to roll by
Fair
himself,
enough.
you would have had to do it. So
Fair
Adam
enough.
is in your
Fair enough.
hands. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Emmy, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else? Any other questions or things you'd like to explore around Kaylin's room?
No, all the interest is gone.
We could
All
check
the
under the
excitement.
bed.
Yeah, nothing appears to be under there. This looks like a big, like it. So his bed actually seems like a lifeboat, as you can see here. So he doesn't really have it under the bed. It's the bottom seems to have been flattened so that it rests on its own. Alaric, you can see that it does seem to rock a little bit, though. It's not like the widest base, but there isn't really an under the bed. The only thing of note there that Alaric could see was the chest with the arcane lock on it, or the
What
glyph of
about
hoarding.
under the pillow?
Yep, nothing. It seems just like a normal old bed. There's some other, on the table here, there's some orders like guard rotations and duties and stuff like that. There's a list of, the various guards that are on there. He's marked out some names and marked out some positions. You can see that he's increased security around various locations. That might actually be some information that I can give you for fun if you really wanted to know that.
Is there any guard rotations to the night of the dinner?
So let's see what I can find. So typically, so you can see on there, some are marked, like I said, some are marked out. You can see that it looks to be that about 14 watchers are on duty at any given time. 3 watchers are assigned to the main gates, 1 watcher at the main door, 1 watcher in the passage between the Great Library and the Pillars of Pedagogy, 1 watcher in Exaltation at the main entrance, 1 watcher at the rear entrance of the Exaltation, 1 watcher in the High Tower Library, 1 at the Sea Warden's Tower where you are now, and there are 5 watchers that usually guard the walls. However, it appears that as of yesterday, once the state of emergency was declared by Kaylin, he ordered an additional 6 units or 6 individuals to be on guard at all times or to be on duty. The extra 6, 1 is placed at the crime scene so that 1 is always there to conceal that and make sure no one's coming in or out. There is another 1 placed at the High Tower Library, 1 at the base of the Reader's Tower, and then 3 more on the walls. Bet you didn't think I'd have that information, did you?
No.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I didn't think of an antidote, but I have information on the guard. I don't know how helpful that is, but yeah, you have it.
Can we, when we go on the map, could we mark those rotations?
Sounds like a great idea. Inspiration to Kyle. Which map do you want it on, Kyle? Do you want it on this map? Or do you want it on this map?
I think the other one, because the other one shows the overview.
Okay, so let's see. We have usually I'm going to depict them as mages just for the time being, but they are similar. They all wear purple robes. So similar to I think it was Daedra, right? She was the one, or Daedrin. Daedrin was the one you found. She looks like
Yes.
that. They all wear like the purple robes, but I'm just going to depict them as mages, just to be clear. So typically there are 3. I'm going to have to make all these smaller. 3 at the main gate / entrance. Oh no! I want to make them bigger. I want to pick them up. Okay, so 3 at the main gate here. And then there is going to be 1 at the Emerald Door. We are actually going to just put Daedrin there to be consistent. Okay. Daedrin at the Emerald Door. There will be another one. It's probably better if I do this. Control C, Control V. Control V. What do I need? 20? So I need 19 now? Good grief. No, I need 16. I'll just do this. Okay, so there's another here, essentially, and between the pillars of pedagogy and the entrance to the actual Great Library. Then there is going to be 1 at the main entrance of Exaltation, which I'm going to be honest with you, I think is here. And then there's going to be another one back here at the rear entrance of Exaltation. There's going to be 1 in the High Tower Library, which is here, the tallest tower. There is 1 at the Sea Warden's Tower, which is currently where you're standing. And then there is going to be 5 on the walls. So we'll go here, and here, here. 5. However, because of the state of emergency, there is going to be 1 more placed in the tower, in the Keeper's Tower here. There is another one assigned to the High Tower Library. There is 1 at the base of the Reader's Tower, which is here. And then there should be 3 more on the walls. So we'll place them around the edges. Maybe 1 out here, maybe 1 out here, and maybe 1 out here. Ta-da! 20.
Cool.
Yeah. Any questions about any of those?
I would ask Todrick if he talked to the guard that was up top of the Sea Warden's Tower.
Yes, I spoke to him this morning. That was one of the indications that that he had gone missing. The guard last night mentioned to, well, the guard this morning, that Caitlin had left his apartment late last night and, to the best of their knowledge, had not returned this evening or this morning, or any other time during the night. I then sent a runner to go check the other locations that he's known to frequent. I believe he listed them earlier, but I will list them again for you. Just
Did he say which direction he was going?
he was standing outside the door here, outside the room. After Caitlin went downstairs, no one saw him. At least no one that I've spoken to yet. Let's see. So again, the runner went and searched. Well, obviously this tower is already searched. The Arcadium was searched. The Infernal Fortress, the Immortal Chambers, and the Chamber of Lost Lore. All of those places were searched. No one claims to have seen him at any time last night or this morning.
Damn. And Todrick wanted us to talk to Skora for something? I forgot, sorry.
Are you referring to what he said this morning?
No, I'm referring to yeah. What he said this morning.
Before you went to the apothecary?
Yeah, before we went to the
Skoda just
apothecary.
mentioned that after you found Kaylin or word of Kaylin that you reported any findings back to her.
Okay.
All right. Top of the queue, Emmy. What do you got? You searched the books. You have that little note. What would you like to? Do you have any questions for Todrick? Anything you'd like to look for? You need any more information about the note? I think I posted it in Discord as well. So if you have, it's there.
I don't think so.
Okay, Alaric?
Oh, wait a minute, I do.
Yes, please.
Can I show him the note and ask him if he recognizes the handwriting?
Do show him the note. He does not recognize the handwriting, but he mentions that the Pont de Peramor is the covered bridge southwest of the Exaltation. It's over here.
Okay. I thank him.
Yes, of course. Do you think it's important? Should we go there?
Well, that's the last possible location, so probably.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Any objections? Any other questions before we leave this place? Oh my goodness, there we go. If you're watching the stream just now, I'm sorry that I had some freak out thing would not allow me to select the text. Sorry, anything else? Any last minute things in here?
I love that a wild Aggron appeared as you're aggroing.
No.
That was
I'll
perfection.
be right back, guys.
Synchronicity. It's a fun word. Okay. And I assume there's nothing. So the party would like to go to the Pont de Peramor.
Got it.
Okay. So I don't really have there's not really a map for this. I'll kind of describe it. But yeah, that's pretty much what we got. So we can kind of zoom in a bit. I'll sync the view. I'll hide this so that it's kind of out of the way. But it is in fact the it is the common name given to the covered bridge southwest of Exaltation. It is pretty common location for young lovers, especially during the warm months. But as you approach, you could tell it's this morning is not as when you first stepped out this morning. There was like a haze, a fog over most of Candlekeep, coming off of the ocean. As the sun has continued to rise, it is still really cold. It's no longer snowing. And that mist, that haze has kind of started to lift as well. So, however, parts of this waterfall, you can see that there is water that runs directly underneath Exaltation. There is some steam coming out from the falls over here, but partly as it gets closer to the ocean, it has started to freeze around the edges as you go. So we're just going to assume you guys are right here.
Okay. So it's a bridge.
It is, yep. The whole bridge is called the Pont de Peramor, or the Point of Lovers. I think Paramore is lovers, right?
Sounds right.
Sounds about right.
Mhm.
Do we notice anything out of the ordinary?
If you'd like, you can all roll an investigation check.
Yep. I'll do that.
Oy.
similar average roll. So anyone who would like to participate is more than welcome to roll. If you would like to just assist, then you are more than welcome to do that. Adom will be assisting whoever has the highest investigation amongst you. I don't know what Alarix is. I can pull it up.
Jesus Christ.
Terrible rolls today.
Just a bunch of 6 and 8s, man.
Alarix has a 4 in investigation. So we'll say that Adom. We'll see what Alaric rolls here, and then I will let him either assist Alaric, or I'll let you guys decide whether you want to try to help the lowest person or the highest person. And then Emmy, I'll say you can use guidance on whomever you like on this one. So okay, Alaric's out here rolling at 22. Emmy, are you rolling yourself, or are you helping someone else? Or did you already roll? Is that 9 from previously, or is that 9 your investigation?
Yeah, 9's my investigation.
Okay. Are you guiding yourself or someone else?
I'll guide I guess Kyle.
Okay. So go ahead and let's see. You had a 9. Is that the total roll? You're 9?
It's
Yeah.
11.
Okay.
Oh.
Evie, is that 12 your total?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then plus 11 for Kyle, plus a 22 for Alaric. Okay, plus 3 for Kyle now.
13. Woo.
Okay, who is Adom helping?
You said for the person that has the highest investigation, right?
I say Emmy has the lowest roll, but I think Alaric has the highest investigation.
I have +5 investigation.
So you can either choose to help Emmy out to increase the average, or you can increase it, like whoever else has the opportunity to roll higher. I don't care. 22 is going to be hard to beat for Alaric. So
Would you
between
say, Kyle?
I have +5 on investigation.
Oh,
so
But I rolled bad.
Kyle, do you want to roll with advantage then? Adom will help you. You go ahead and roll again.
does he still get the +3?
Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Ooh,
You got this, Kyle.
please, God, give it to me.
Evie's gonna blow on the dice.
Very magic. Very nice.
Oh!
Natural 20.
Okay. Would you roll the first time? 11.
And it was 14 total.
Okay. But
The first
adding
time.
adding a
It was an
9
11.
to it. Okay. Oh, not do plus 9. Okay, and then divided by the 4 of you that rolled. Okay. So let's see what we got here. You do go ahead and take a look around the area, and you quickly notice that. Welcome back. I rolled for you. You rolled a 22 in investigation. So good job.
Thank you.
You quickly notice that something occurred here recently. The first thing you notice, Emmy, is that one of the bridge's horizontal wooden rails. So it's like one of those covered bridges. So it's covered on the sides, or rather, it's got a small wall on the sides that are braced, and then it has a roof over the top of it. And Emmy, you notice that one of the bridge's horizontal wooden rails has been pretty badly damaged, as if something was smashed up against it. Evie, excuse me, Evie, you notice that there are outside on this northernmost side, you can see large tiger-like claw marks that seem to have been like pressed into the snow. They're kind of indented at first, but With a quick, gust of wind spell or a flapping of your wings or just uncovering them gently, you can notice that it looks like larger, tiger-sized claw marks have been indented into the ice underneath the snow. Kyle, you take it. Actually, Kyle, you rolled a nat 20, so we'll give this one to Alaric. Alaric, you notice that, drawn by Emmy's revelation, you discover that there's actually two separate pairs of humanoid boot prints leading up to it as well. So some of the snow has covered it. They're not as immediately identifiable as the claw marks because they don't seem to be as heavy or dug into the ice. But you can actually see that they're freshly, more or less fresh, covered by, late last night's snow. But there are two different pair of humanoid boot prints in the ice. And not only that, but not distracted, but drawn to Emmy's identifying that some of the boards are broken, you actually do find a couple of faint drops of blood on the ground, on the floor of the bridge, near to where the broken rails are located. And then finally, Kyle, with Adom's help, you go to investigate the footprints as well, and looking around for more evidence, you find that there are 3 broken lead chain links scattered in the slush around the same point, actually, as this edge over here where the broken rail is. So it seems like, I know in this one it seems like there's this drastic down. I think it's just showing that it's down. However, where the rail is broken here, you can find in the slush and in the leftover snow 3 broken lead chain links, or chain links. And that's more or less all you get from that.
3 broken chain links.
It possibly be the same beast. But I glow. I had the gloves too.
Or maybe we're all wrong and it's Lewin and he just, wild shapes all the time and all these crazy things and he's the mastermind behind it all.
Yep, he killed the.
It's a satyr, not a druid.
I thought he was.
Everyone here roll me a perception check, and I will tell you that if you don't roll a 20, it won't matter. If you don't get over a 20, it won't matter.
Perception.
Oh, damn.
Oh, so close.
I know.
Okay, I haven't rolled yet. I
Oh
have 7.
my god, why?
Guys, I got this shake. I close my eyes.
Oh!
Does that actually roll the nat 20?
You asked for 20.
What are we rolling
I
for again?
deliver
A
20.
perception.
Perception? Okay.
Yeah. Another 20. Come on, give us the money.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Alaric, you're still glancing around. You've noticed the footprints. You've noticed the blood. You've noticed the broken handrail that Emmy has pointed out, the claw marks from Evie, the broken chain from Kyle, and you look over the edge, and it is a pretty far drop. It's not. It's
like here.
It's a waterfall here, but however, you notice that you can get close, and you send Stolas over the wall. Kind of in an arching pattern 100 feet out, and Stolas is able to go down near the falls, and you notice that there is quite a bit of ice. Most of this area down here is frozen over, except for a single hole in the ice, as if something fell from a large height and crashed through it.
Oh God! Now Alaric is a bit worried that whoever is in that hole is what he thinks. Can Stolas not able to see what's like like inside the possibly like the hole?
There, the hole is in the ice down like a fishing hole. Well, not a fishing hole, but like it's in the water. So
Oh, in
no,
the water. Oh, okay.
Stolas
Okay.
cannot. One, Stolas couldn't reach it. Like this is, we'll say this drop is more than 100 feet, right? So you have this wall here. Stolas is having to go up over the wall and then go down, and you can kind of see through his eyes. This is more than 100-foot drop. But even as an owl, with decent vision, he can see that there does appear to be a hole in the ice down here. But no, Stolas could not go down there and investigate further.
Can Evie like turn into a giant frog and like go in the water?
Oh man, I don't know how you get up.
I do have the ring of swimming.
You do have a swim
I,
speed. I will tell you that this water is freezing. I mean, it is iced over in a lot of places. So, I mean, you're more than welcome to turn into something. I don't know if a giant frog would have resistance to cold, like water like that.
um,
Let's see.
open turn-based mode.
F5,
And
F5, F5.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
so giant frogs are not resistant to ice or to cold damage. So not that one. I mean, you can go, like I said, you can do it. How you get back up, I'm not sure, or how you'd survive. It would be a series of like constitution checks, I imagine, is what I'd have you do, is roll constitution regularly. The more you succeed, the better off you are, but the more you fail, the harder the DC is going to get. So
turn-based. They're joking. Yeah, after I tell this information to everybody, I have no clue how are we gonna get down there and get like a good look at it.
I mean, not to put actions to your words, Evie, but you could just fly down there.
No.
Like you're not limited by your movement, right? I mean, you can fly up over the wall. Actually, that's not true. I lied to you. You could fly up over, but you couldn't get back in flying because of the wards around Candlekeep. So, yeah, I would say there's no practical way for you to get down there. You could fly up on the wall. I don't see why that's a problem. You could look over the wall and see, but I don't know if you, one, would see better than Stolas, and two, if you did find your way down there, I'm not sure. I mean, you'd have to walk all the way back. I guess as a creature, you could do that. You could just, I don't know, swim or fly all the way around and come back in through the entrance and meet your friends. But that's a long ass walk. I don't even know.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
It was just a thought.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I just, practically I can't make it work. Sorry.
Okay. Thanks for entertaining it, though.
You're welcome. As Todrick has obviously come with you, and he's helped to, kind of, I guess, put two and two together. But he points out that there was certainly a struggle here last night. We have, there are various people that walk. The guards here that walk the wall may have seen something, but last night was extremely foggy. There was snow falling and the mist in the early morning. I'm unsure whether any of them would have seen anything. Candlekeep does have a long wall to walk, so there are always gaps. But to me, it looks like there was a struggle here last night, and someone went over.
Could you probably send some guards there to where we see where the hole is?
It could be Caitlin.
I could certainly do my best, but it would take quite a long time. Like I said, the wards surrounding Candlekeep protect. They keep us in almost as much as they keep other things out. It's possible, but it would take most of the afternoon or most of the morning.
Out of character, can we let them do that and like look close to the like the uh tracks that were like here? I mean, it leads somewhere. If it's a beast or someone who could wild shape or something.
How about you guys roll something?
Do perception. I'm proficient.
A wisdom check. Insight, because it has to do with people. Not perception. That doesn't work well either. Survival. That's perfect. I'm gonna have everyone here roll a survival check. Individually, we'll have Adon roll one too. He has a +1.
Survival. Okay.
Survival indeed.
Yes.
6.
Oof.
Not very good.
Oof. Oof.
Bro,
Oof.
no way. That is
Shake, shake,
insane.
For
shake, shake.
survival?
I'm not
Yes.
not even gonna look. Okay. 16? Is that enough?
Oh
Yes.
no.
We suck, man.
I will not use my enhanced ability, but I don't see a good reason as to why I would use that.
Yeah, I understand. It's a good call. This is like if you're I would allow you to use enhance ability if you were doing something actively, but if I'm having you like roll something passively, you'd have to have time to cast it as well as kind of
Yeah.
get an idea. So
If it's a more passive thing, I don't see
yeah.
why I would use the
Unless you've already
ability.
cast it. Like if it's active constantly, but like you said, it has to be it's kind of specific, right? You have to choose like
Eh,
either wisdom or something weird like that.
Yeah, it's in an hour,
Okay.
and it's
Got it.
been more than an hour.
Well, Alaric, luckily, he's seen Alaric, you've seen about as much as you can see with Stolas. And flying around down there, you can see that even though the water down there is frozen, there is still a lot of flowing water. And as you and Todrick kind of discuss what could have happened, you both come to the conclusion that it's a good possibility that if someone did fall through the ice down there, they would have continued to be swept out to sea. Investigating will take time and they will send somebody there, but the most likely scenario is that nothing will be found as whatever is through that hole is lost. They wouldn't still be in that pool down there.
Rest in peace, whoever fell.
Probably
Hope it's
Keelan.
not a cat. I'll probably cry.
Good.
Like how Kyle's over here, like probably Kaylin, and Alaric's like, I hope it wasn't a cat. I like cats.
No way, he's too strong for that.
I mean, have you seen the footprints? I mean, the tracks? That's a big monster.
See if I can give you any more information. I know Alaric mentioned the footprints and the boot prints.
Since we were in Keelan's room, right? Did we notice any shoes that he had, and could we compare it to the footprints in the snow?
They could 100% do that. We don't need to go all the way back to the room.
I'll
I'll
run. I'll do it.
probably have you all roll another investigation check for it. So go ahead and do that. Kyle's got a good point. Anyone who would like to,
Investigation?
and yeah, so Kyle points out, one of these footprints
Now
may
I
belong
roll
to
good.
Todrick.
Cool.
Hey,
Let me roll just for funsies. I mean, I cannot beat Eve.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Sorry, man.
Goodbye, guys.
Let's
I'm
Terrible.
not here.
call it. Fuck these dice today.
I am done.
Kyle
Kyle, though,
trips.
does spur the good idea, and Evie is able to recall there were a couple of pairs of boots. They were varying size, or varying, not size, excuse me, varying niceness, I guess. It looked like there were some, like, greaves up there for, like, potentially fighting. There were some house shoes. There was one that looked like they were for maybe fancy events. All that being said, Evie and Kyle are able to come to the conclusion that the size of at least one of the footprints can at least match what you guys would have seen in Kaylin's room. So while you're not 100% certain, it is kind of circumstantial at this point. It does seem that at least someone wearing the same boot size as Kaylin did leave at least one set of these footprints. Also, I think Alaric, you noticed, or you were looking for some things. There doesn't seem to be too many of those claw-shaped footprints around. It's as if you're not really sure the mode of travel or anything like that. But it does appear that there are more of those. The snow is trampled in the ground. The ice is a little bit more broken up behind one of the nearby bushes.
Can I go see what's behind the bush?
I just told you. So yes.
Uh,
You followed the footprints. You tried to find some of them, and you followed the footprints that you could see behind one of the bushes.
I thought I would find like extra something.
Oh
because,
yeah, no.
I looked.
Sorry.
Giant death kitty is hiding behind the bush.
The monster
Yeah.
is still there.
Oh my god!
It's like Scooby Doo. It's sorry.
Yes.
No, that's what you found when you continued to search. So you found some footprints. One human set of footprints and led back behind the same bush. So there was a human set of footprints back there. There seemed to be more claw marks back there. And then the one other human set of footprints seems to have matched Todrick's. So.
Like this, I have a stupid question. Like about the hole that was down on the ice. Is it like a big one or like a small one?
Body sized.
Yeah.
It's a body sized hole. I don't know. It's enough for a person to crash through, I suppose.
I was just want to see if it's like the human or the monster fell.
Yeah, I would say it's human size, not beast size.
Would
is-
Evie be able to maybe identify the type of creature, like based off the tracks?
Explain why Evie would be able to do that.
Because she's a druid.
That's a good answer, and I'll tell you that because you're a druid, no. These are not. You were able to compare the size to that of like a large cat, like a tiger, or maybe a large lion, or even a larger like leopard. But
Can I use my express devotion to anything feline?
Explain to me what that does.
It means I really love cats and I know everything about them. They're like my specialty.
Oh my god.
No, it's a Melissa thing.
Okay, got it. I was like, I've never heard of that before. Nice, I like it. It is not. No. No, as a druid, like I said, you can tell that it is different. Size comparison wise, it's to what appears to be a large cat, just the claws. But this was clearly not made by a cat. And Alaric, I will say to you that even though you don't know the size of the beast, you and Adon both got a pretty good view of it when it was coming down the clock or the bell tower the first time. And even from a distance, the creature looked it looked huge. I mean, it was obviously standing out more than, I don't want to say huge, because huge is actually like a measurement in D&D. It was large, I guess.
So are we talking like elephant size, rhino size?
Large is a 10-foot by 10-foot grid. So twice your size, I guess you could say. Well, not your size because
Quite
you're
a lot.
Okay,
small.
I'm
Like
small.
twice a Lark's size.
Okay.
Large, yeah.
Or twice Emmy's size, right? You're instead of taking a 5 by 5 foot space, a large creature takes up a 10 by 10 foot space. So the hole that you saw would not have accommodated a large creature like that. The hole that you saw was most likely caused by an average sized humanoid person. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just making it more difficult. That's all.
That's all right. That's what I'm here for. To make it less difficult.
Well,
And go ahead, Lark.
no, I said, well, I pray for whoever's there.
Does anyone have any last minute questions, comments, concerns about the Pont de Permor before you guys move on and decide what else you'd like to do? Whether it's go
No, I
back
don't.
to Bookworm or whether it's investigate somewhere else, it's up to you.
Does Tudrick have anyone? Does Tudrick know anyone with experience that they were able to track these beast like markings?
I mean, Candlekeep is full of experts, but as far as finding one that can identify this particular set of footprints, he's unsure. He could obviously ask some of the scholars, ask some of the avowed. He could even ask some of the readers if you wanted him to, but it would take a while to find someone to get them down here.
There's no harm in trying.
Yeah, of course, I'm more than willing to reach out. And he, again, similar to the other Watchers, he casts a sending spell, and he more or less says, have someone meet me at the rear entrance of Exaltation. I'll be there shortly. And yeah, so he's gonna try to find someone.
Cool.
Anything else?
Nope. Just thank you, Tudrick. We gotta do our best to do anything possible to find Kaden to make sure none he doesn't die.
I agree with you. I hate to say it, but this does not exactly bode well for finding him. Where the place where we were taken to or brought to happens to be the one place where it appears someone has fallen over the ice. That's
Yep.
given the other
I mean,
circumstances, 2 more deaths, or another death this morning and a death yesterday. What's one more death, right? It seems like it's on par. Someone is either attempting to hide something or really wants a lot of people dead in a very short amount of time. So,
And
so
we didn't recognize the handwriting that the note was written in.
None of you would have seen this handwriting, as far as I know, as far as I can remember.
So who else has a starts like their name starts with S besides Skoda and Sylvia?
Savika.
Any of the other million people inside Candlekeep whose names start with an S? You know of 2, I guess, but
3.
No, the ones that are like the prime suspects.
I think Kyle's right. Let's go back to portraits. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
thank you.
So
Uh,
Silvira Savicus is the same person. So
Mhm.
Silvira is the
Oh.
1. Skoda or Bookworm is 2. You have met. Someone's moving my figure.
It was an accident. Sorry.
It's all good. I'm just kidding. That's all from the workers. I don't think you've met any of the. I don't think you've met any of the avowed that have. Oh, Sprig.
Sprig.
There you go. Hey, Daniel.
Hello,
Hope
sir.
everything's.
I apologize. I genuinely apologize for my
Never
absence.
be sorry for real world emergencies.
Yeah.
So 3 people that you know of. Silvira starts with an Silvira, Skoda, and Sprig. I think are the only 3 people that you've met. That
Sprig did it.
maybe. I don't think you've even talked to Sprig.
No.
Or have you? No, you talked to Irony, didn't you? You
We haven't talked to Sprig at all. We saw her at the ceremony thing, but we didn't talk to her.
The memorial. Yeah. So 3 people.
Mm, I really. So I am. God, I don't know how to say this. Uh, I'm still sus- uh, like suspicious of Skoda and Alchrist because what the squirrel said, and we haven't really asked much, right?
Asked much of who?
Uh,
Skoda?
Skoda, yeah.
You did have an interview with Skoda. You've not asked anything of Alchrist yet. You were supposed to have a meeting with him this morning.
Oh, well, shit. I still think it's more than one person. I think it's both of them working together, obviously, but I don't know. I could be terribly wrong. Mhm.
Okay, so we can continue here if you'd like. We can call it for the day. If you'd like, it's up to you. Um, Daniel's here now, but I don't want to ask Daniel to play when he's dealing with other things. So, Daniel, you're more than welcome to participate or chill if we do continue. It's more or less how everybody else is feeling. So,
Um, I
I
would
I
say
have
that.
to.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, you first.
I was gonna say if we're unsure of what we're gonna do next, I suggest we pause here and think about it until the next session. Or if someone has a good idea on what to do next, then we could press on for the next 40 minutes.
I mean, there's multiple options, but I don't. I don't know
Because I
what
I
to
I
go
could
for.
use I could use a break.
sure. What are you gonna say? You need to leave?
Yeah, my older sister just finished cooking dinner.
Well, then we will go ahead and call it for the evening. You guys made some good progress. I'm thinking the way this is going, um, so you should finish this chapter in maybe 1 or 2 more sessions. I say chapter. Want to say chapter of this module, so the module is not completely done. That being said, once this chapter is over, the module kind of shifts into less of a murder mystery and more of like a treasure hunt slash chase sequence kind of thing, where you're kind of trying to like beat the clock. So at that point, we can either start to talk about and decide whether we're still enjoying this, whether we want to continue on into the 5th chapter and this next part. That might take a few sessions in and of itself. The 5th chapter seems a little bit longer than some of the others, but it's a lot more action too. So I think it's going to be less of the murder mystery stuff that we've been doing and more of like the traditional play that we've kind of grown used to.
What is it? I just got back. Sorry.
I had no idea you'd left. I'm sorry.
Oh, I
Oh, she
tried.
texted in the Candlekeep chat.
Oh, got it.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Do you remember the last thing you heard? What we were talking about?
No, sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
There's a lot happening.
I hear
So
you. We're gonna pause for the night, so we're essentially we're done. I was just discussing where we're going forward. I think now you only have like a couple more sessions in this particular chapter, and then the last chapter goes away from more of a murder mystery thing into more of a like a treasure hunt / beat the clock kind of adventure situation. So we can either continue on to that, or if you guys are getting tired of all this stuff, we can move back into our normal stuff. It's completely up to you. You could always come back to this later, right? There's all kinds of stuff I can write into that. But I think we've got I think you guys, if we keep pushing and keep going at this pace, I think we'll be done with this module before March, would be my guess. And that's if we're going like every week. So.
Okay.
And then we'll be back into the actual Candlekeep mysteries, like back into the main story. So that was really it. So yeah. Any last minute comments, questions, concerns? Daniel, I'm sorry you came back just as we're all wrapping up, but
I'll cast the playback if there is one, bro.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, I'll post this. It'll be uploaded and be ready to go tomorrow, I'm sure.
You have nothing to apologize for, sir.
All good. Anybody else? Comments, questions, concerns?
No,
No.
but I still think it's too more than one person.
I'm with that. I still think I don't even know what happened today, but Skoda and Alcor looking kind of, you know what I mean, a little sus.
Once you listen to the recording, you'll be even more sus.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Mhm.
Looking forward to hearing it.
Love you guys. I appreciate it very much. I'm going to close the stream and then I'll hang around the Discord if anybody needs anything to talk about. Other than that, enjoy your dinner, the rest of your night. Hope everything works out for everyone. I know we got a lot of stuff going on, so. But I love you and goodbye.
Love you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you, Brian.
Work on your dice rolls, Brian. You need to warm them up next time. Maybe they're a little cold in the weather. And
Yeah, I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep.
some rough ones, man. Rough rolls. All right. Night, everybody.
Good night.
Alrighty. So, yeah, what are you going to do, right? When you got rolls like that, it's just frustrating. You can't do anything. You've got great ideas, and then you can't act on them. That's just kind of how the dice go. But, again, that's why I'm trying to average rolls for a lot of things, and I'm trying to let other people have some agency, because you're working as a party, right? One person's idea doesn't necessarily end with that person. You're communicating back and forth. You're constantly talking with each other. You're making sure that everyone's on the same page. And so I think it's important that there are certain things that your character can only do by themselves, right? If you're dodging an attack, if there's little things like that, with the exception of features, trying to prevent damage from an attack, or like with Alaric and lockpicking, there's some things that you can only do by yourself. But with perception rolls or investigation checks or trying to figure things out like that, there's no reason why the group can't participate in some way, shape, or form, whether it's through advantage or like spells or just being able to roll on their own kind of thing. I'm trying to be fair with the rolls as far as only giving them what they meet as far as DCs go and things like that. But I'm also not trying to make things more difficult. So, like, for example, I didn't give them... they wanted Todrick to release the Glyph of Warding on Kaelin's stuff. And so I had them roll. I had them roll a persuasion. I could have just given that to them, but that, that's not enough. So they didn't succeed, and I didn't give it to them. But at the same time, I have to decide whether what was in those chests is pertinent to their fun, right? And it's not necessarily solving the mystery. Even if they don't solve it, if they're on the wrong track, if they're on, picking up clues or interpreting clues the wrong way, it can still be fun, right? It can still be entertaining and fulfilling when we get to the end. It's just more about trying to make sure that they're still enjoying the process. And I know that Kyle is frustrated with his rolls, but like I said, they still got something out of it. Even Kyle's idea, what was it? I forget what the roll was now. It might have been survival check or something like that. But regardless, Kyle had the idea, so I had more than one person roll it for it. That way they just increase their chances of success. But regardless, it was a good session. I'm glad I made it this long. I was worried I was going to have to tap out an hour ago, but we made it. My head held up. So I'm going to go figure out food, and then I'm going to lay down. Yep, that's the plan. Unfortunately, we will not. I say unfortunately, it's not really unfortunately. Brittany will be here tomorrow, so I will not be on tomorrow streaming, which means we will be back on Friday, and then Friday will be Baldur's Gate 3. I'll try to make that a longer day. I'll try to make sure that we make up for some lost time. So I'll go. I might even start a little bit earlier. I feel bad. My head's been really bad this week, so I'm sorry. I know the schedule has been kind of iffy. We missed Monday, Tuesday. Well, I guess yesterday we did a Valorant stream more than anything else. So I was still on here, but I always feel bad when I'm, I guess, not putting in time in the games that we need to put time into. Valorant's always going to be there, but yeah. Anyway, I guess all the other games are always going to be there as well. You guys know what I mean. Regardless, I think that's it. I think that's it for me. So no tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night, actually. I don't know. It depends what time Brittany leaves. I know he sometimes stream on Thursdays. We haven't decided what we're doing tomorrow night, if anything. So maybe we'll do some more Valorant. Maybe I'll hop on and be online late tomorrow night. And then early Friday morning. For those who aren't aware, our Thursday night D&D campaigns, we finished up the first module. So we're picking up the second module starting on the 1st of February. So that's why that's on delay. That's why you're not seeing me Thursday nights playing D&D. Last Thursday we did a quick poker tournament. This Thursday we haven't decided on anything, so we'll figure it out. But I think I'm just rambling now. As always, I appreciate you all very much. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here while you can. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for watching. Thank you for talking in the chat. Thank you for catching Pokemon with me. And I will see you either tomorrow night. Cheers to Kahan. One last hydrate before we end the stream. Cheers to Kahan. Cheers to all of you. We'll see you either tomorrow night with something fun, or I'll see you Friday morning with some more Baldur's Gate 3. That's all I got. Love you. Bye.